Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. It is time for 2000s horror movies tier maker list. Having fun with some of that. Let's get into it. So last week we ranked a ton of 90s horror movies. Movies that I'm not gonna lie, rankings that came in kind of controversial. As some things I couldn't believe. Some things that had me scratching my head a little bit. But this time around we've changed it up just a little bit. We have some things that are a little different that I think make this a much more fun time. I've also added movies to the list that I feel more of us know, hopefully. There's some obscure ones last time that I hope you've added to your watch lists because there's some good ones for sure. But today we are talking about some 2000s horror, moving on from the 90s and into the 2000s. Maybe we'll do a 2010s and a 2020s list up next, because I think that would be fun. But yes, I'm really excited to get into this. Let's say hi to some folks out there, and then we'll get this party started. Show on the road, all that fun stuff. We got Picky Piggy hanging out with us, number one with our crown system, saying, I hope all the Final Destination movies from the 2000s get Golden Ghostface tier. They're on this list, baby. I'll tell you what. So they're here. We only have one Scream movie today, though, ladies and gentlemen, which is a shame. But that's all we got from the 2000s. Wendy Murray has just become a Ghostface tier member. Appreciate that support, Wendy. What's up? What's up? How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Cody is saying, it's so bad here, Jake. It flooded my basement. Rest in peace. That's no good. Had to call the fire department to help. Also, hope all is well with everyone. You're so kind, Cody. Wishing everybody else a wonderful afternoon, wonderful weekend when all that crap is happening to you. I'm so sorry, my friend. Really hope you get all that fixed up. Hopefully you got some good insurance, let me tell you. that comes in handy during times like this. RJ Skarenki is saying, I also love 2000s horror. Hope that Scream 3 is on the list. Of course it is. Come on now. Of course Scream is on the list. We got Scream. We got Final Destination. We might even have an Urban Legends sequel on the list, baby. At least one of them. Faith Dorn is also with us saying, hey, Jake, hey chat, hope everybody is having a great Friday. Same to you, my friend. Again, I'll throw this out there. We got some new people rolling in. There is a link that I've pinned onto the chat. So if you want to participate, just click on that bad boy and then you'll be able to hop on in there, see what movies we got to talk about. And I'll pull it up on screen here in just a moment. Just want to say hi to some folks while we're waiting for more people to come in. Luke Freeman is saying, yo, yo, what up, what up? How's it going? Welcome in, Luke. Thanks for hanging out with us. Same to you. I like Scream and ice cream. Sup? What up, what up? Mikunda is saying hi. Hello, hello, hello. Gory Tiger, what's up? With some sick-ass emojis. Love it. Love some spooky season emojis. We're almost there, baby. I feel like, we're starting to get the... really spooky stuff in the department stores. That means like spooky season has basically begun. Look, if people can celebrate Christmas in November, I can celebrate Halloween right now. Okay? It's Halloween 24/7 around here, baby. And now it's even more Halloween-y, which makes it even better. Scream and Ice Cream hasn't been on a live in a while. This is a good one to come back for, man. This is going to be a really fun one, dude. So welcome in. Ty Lee is saying there's some good ones I already know. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know. I saw Makunda's asking if there's found footage. Of course there is. Oh, come on. The 2000s were ripe with found footage. Oh, yeah. We got a few of those on there. Ty, thank you for being a channel member, by the way. King Matthews saying, what's up, Jake? How are you doing today? Unfortunately, I can't join the stream because I'm at work, but I wanted to pop in and say, hey, well, come on back and see how crazy these results are going to be when it's over. This is going to be a fun one to rewatch, I feel. There are Urban Legend sequels on this list, which I just wanted to include them. I'm like, you know what? I don't know how far these are going to make it, but I just want them to be on the list. I put a few on here that I know aren't going to go far, but I don't care. I could care less. I'm glad they're a part of this. Gina's hanging out with us saying, hey everyone, what's up, Gina? Thanks for being here. Appreciate ya. David Primero throwing $2. Thank you. Kicking off our super chat goal there. Saying it would be an honor to be on Scream as Ghostface. Dude, nothing would make me happier than to be a oh man, I gotta reload the page. Hang on. Nothing would make me happier than to be a Ghostface in a real Scream movie. That would be awesome. Nothing could be better than that, let me tell you. But David, thank you so much for the $2. I greatly appreciate it. I think it's time to get into this, folks. I'm getting all excited. I'm getting way too hyped up for all this. As more people roll in, again, just one more thing. I'll just say it one more time and I'll stop repeating myself. Again, the link is at the top of the chat if you want to participate. I've just reloaded the page, so you guys might have to come back in. It forced me to do this. I hate when it's like, oh, you gotta, are you still there, Buster? Okay, 4 people are hanging out with us still. For a second, I was like, what's going on? Oh no. Shouldn't have reloaded the page. But yeah, I'll kind of go over some of the changes from last time just very quickly, and then we'll get into this. We're going to have 90 seconds per movie to vote. So we're starting off with 13 Ghosts, a Matthew Lillard feature. So I think I know where this one is going. I will have my list. We will have the most votes, which is going to be ultimately what it comes down to. You guys get to decide where these go ultimately. If it's our top category, Devilishly Delicious, that means it's a masterpiece, a perfect movie, one might say. Flawless. Top of the line, baby. Solid Screams, which is like that's an A-, a B+, you know? Like, this was good, but it could, like, there's a maybe it just doesn't quite hit masterpiece status, but it was a really good, really solid. Mid as fuck. Just straight up what it is, just middle of the road, whatever. Not bad, not good, just somewhere in the middle there. Has some things to it, has some things I don't love either. Could have been better. Just straight up, again, another one, could have been better. Just what was this? What was going on here? Come on now. And then just straight up dog water. I did not like this film. Not crazy about it at all. Then we have a new category. I haven't seen this. And that's totally fine. If you haven't seen it, put it there. Don't put it in dog water. Because that's what we were doing on the last stream. And I still am like, I can't believe Dead Alive went to dog water. I'm still upset about that. Fun fact. I'm just kidding. But if you haven't seen it, just put it in that category. So I'm also kind of curious. What movies from this list end up going there. Majority of people haven't seen them. Because I did put a few weird ones in this one, and I'm curious to see if those end up actually making it to the list or to... I just haven't seen this. Maybe some people are going to add them to their watch lists, which would be cool. To me, that's one of the best parts of doing a list like this. That would be fun if we could add something that someone hasn't seen to a watch list. Because there's a lot of good movies on this list, let me tell you. I grew up with a lot of these, and I'm hyped to talk a bit about them. We have some more people rolling in. Marley Kai's here saying, I feel like I should be on the 2000s tier list because I have 2000 in my name. We're going to vote on if Marley Kai should go to Devilishly Delicious or Dog Water. I would not do that to you, my friend. I wish I could have put Cell on there, Ty. I was definitely going for more of the popular ones. I gave a few. I put a few weird ones on there, but not as many as last time. Project Horror is saying, "Hey Jake, going to see Bambi: The Reckoning tonight. I'm excited. Enjoy. It was a fun one. Certainly a goofy one at that." And Ella's also with us. What's up, Ella? Welcome in, welcome in. Well, we got 10 people ready to vote, so I think it's time to get moving on this, let me tell you. I'm hyped. We're starting with 13 Ghosts. This is a Matthew Lillard horror film. Not really. He's a side character in it, you know what I mean? But he's still a big part of it. I feel like one of the most memorable characters. This is a movie that I love so much for all your different practical effects. You literally have 13 ghosts, and they're all fucking spooky and cool looking. And it's also got probably one of the coolest settings in a horror movie ever. This like chamber where ghosts can't escape. It's just a really cool set. It has a really cool idea. It's a fun movie. I like it quite a bit. So let's rock and roll. Let's hit the start on this. Where am I going to put this one? I'm going to put this one in solid. It's not quite devilishly delicious for me personally. But what I'd put it like, it was solid. It was a good watch. I don't think it would be like, I don't consider this a masterpiece by any means, but is it a fun time? Absolutely. Yes. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. Devilishly Delicious. This is moving up to the top, baby, already. This is exciting. Let's see if this one goes all the way better. We have a couple of votes for haven't seen this, too, which is interesting. Scream fans, I'd highly recommend this one. This one is a ton of fun. It's got Matthew Lillard in another crazy role. I don't know. It's a very good time. Definitely, if you haven't seen this one, would recommend it. We are all over the place with our votes, though, too. We got 2 votes in mid and could have been better. We have 3 for Solid Screams, 6 for Devilishly Delicious. That's really seems to be taking it here. Damn, that's kind of I'm kind of shocked. Moving all the way to the top with this one. I like it. I wish I liked it more, I guess. Blindside is saying rest in peace to the Hulk. That hit you pretty hard. I'm so sorry, my friend. Mr. Arrowverse16 is saying 13 Ghosts Remake is a solid, great movie. Poster for this is scary. It is. Lots of fun to be had with this one for sure. I'm glad it's getting so much love, honestly. I am. I've always been like, this is a good watch if you haven't seen it. I don't have too much, like not too many praises for it. If I'm being totally real, it's solid. I'd give it like a 7, 8 out of 10. But I'm glad it's getting up there. That's exciting. And now we're moving on to Wrong Turn. Let's hit the pause just real quick for this one. Wrong Turn, crazy original slasher from the 2000s. It's a fun watch. I don't know if I have as much love for this one. It's got some brutal kills to it. Pretty typical plot, though. And I think something I'm not crazy about with Wrong Turn is to go back to like kind of just typical same old slasher we got back in the 80s after Scream came out. I don't know. It just kind of doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I'm going to be honest. This is maybe a hot take of mine, but I'd put this one in mid. It's okay. It's all right. I just don't have a lot of love for Wrong Turn. I think the remake's better, honestly. I think the remake had a way stronger concept that I personally really enjoyed. There's some great kills in this movie, though, I will say. I think the sequel maybe even tops it in terms of kills. But man, this one's also going to the top. Crazy. We got 1 vote for haven't seen this. I'm not like strongly encouraging this one to be seen. But it's not bad. It's solid. I mean, it's a solid watch. I don't know. I'd still put it in mid. Like it's like 5, 6 out of 10 is probably where I'd put it. Arrowverse is saying Wrong Turn is solid. Marley Kai saying Wrong Turn is actually based on some true stories. Crazy mountain people running around doing their thing. 4 votes for could have been better. This one just shot down. Wow. Damn. Deadman Rashawn is saying that Wrong Turn was mid as fuck. Ooh, brutal. Wrong Turn is solid screams for you, RJ. Very nice. It's a great campy summer slasher. It's fun. It's a fun time. It's got some brutal kills. It also has a really funny edit. There's a really funny editing choice that I don't even want to say. I don't even want to spell that one out because that's just a good surprise mid-movie, I feel. Ron Misters is saying this one was mid, could have been better. Scream talking about 13 Ghosts is saying love Matthew Lillard, but mid as fuck. I mean, totally fair. Sully Streams is saying I have a soft spot for Wrong Turn. Saw it way too young. Might have had my hang on now. We gotta take a pause before we get into the sequel. Saw it way too young and might have been the first bloody slasher I ever saw. Ooh, okay. I mean, that's pretty sick. There's 2 movies on this list that are pretty controversial, but I have also a lot of love for because I saw them at a very young age. So I understand that. I totally, trust me, I get that big time. I like Wrong Turn. It went all the way down to could have been better. Man, brutal. This one's middle of the road for me. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm kind of just like, 5, 6 out of 10. Solid, killers too. I think it's got like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe that is cool. But overall, whatever. Wrong Turn 3, though. We're skipping the sequel. We're moving to Wrong Turn 3 here. This is probably one of the worst Wrong Turn films. I'm just going to be so real. This is dog water to me, which might be kind of brutal, but I just don't love this one. This is probably one of the weaker sequels out there. It like 2 kind of feels like it's doing 1 but better, and then 3 feels like it's doing the previous 2 movies again but way worse. I think that's like the best way I could describe that, like the first 3 movies. But I don't know, man. Characters are not much to write home about. There's like, this movie relies on nudity. Like if it wasn't for that, I don't know if this film would even be in the conversation at all with this franchise. But yeah, I'm not crazy about this one. Majority of folks have not seen it. You're not missing much. I promise you're not missing much with this one. I love that we're starting off with the Wrong Turn movies. That is so funny. That's such a weird place to start with this one. No Wrong Turn gets worse after this movie. After 3. I have a weird soft spot for 4. I kind of like 4. I'm weird. I'm really weird. I really like 4. It's just mean-spirited enough to where it's not too much and it's not too little. I don't know. I kind of like the snowy setting of 4 too. I think is kind of great. I don't know. I vibe with that one. I believe that's a 2011 or 2012 film, so it didn't quite make it to today's list, but I promise you Wrong Turn 4 will be on a future list. I love that film quite a bit. And here we are at Wrong Turn 3. Okay. This list was, I swear to God, this is random. I swear this is random, but we're just doing all the Wrong Turn movies to start this off. Whatever. Mr. Arrowverse is saying that 4 is better than 5 and 6. I totally agree with you there. 100%. And again, if you haven't seen the most recent film in this franchise, I really recommend it. Like, it's a weird win. It's a very weird win for this franchise. What else we got going on here? RJ saying Wrong Turn has had one too many sequels, though. Yeah, honestly, there's a few too many. There's 7 Blindside. There's total of 7 Wrong Turn films, and like there's only like 3 or 4 of them you have to watch. Like, really, 3 or 4 of them are like pretty solid. The rest of them, 3, 5, and 6 are like borderline unwatchable in my opinion. But like some of the other ones are kind of fun. 2 especially, this one especially, I think has maybe the best kills of the series. And maybe like in terms of like the original concept, this is Wrong Turn 2. It's I kind of looking at it on the screen, it's a little hard to see. Kills in this one I think are the best of the franchise, and not much else to write home about with this one. Characters aren't too crazy, but I would put it slightly above the original, so I'm going to put it in solid screams for me personally. That's a generous solid screams with this one too, but I just want to make a point that I like this one better than the original because I'm a weirdo like that. Erica is joining us. Hey, yo, what's up, Erica? How's it going? Welcome in. What's your favorite 2000s horror movie? Let me know in the chat. Paula Fitzhenry is saying, sorry I'm late. You're all good. Hop on in. Time to vote. We got 67 movies to go through. I went a little overboard with this one. I think literally last time I was like, oh, I'm gonna do less movies so it doesn't take as long. I couldn't help myself. The 2000s, it's a time period I'm so nostalgic for. A lot of the movies we're going to talk about today, I just love. So I'm really hyped to get into more of these. But Wrong Turn 2, yeah, again, I think it has one of the craziest kills. Like, right off the bat, the opening kill of this movie is fucking insane. If you like the Terrifier films, oh my God. Crazy. This movie made you vomit as a kid, David. Yeah, this is a must-watch for Terrifier fans. If you like crazy, gory kills, such a good watch. I'm sure we're gonna have 2 movies and haven't seen this already. That's kind of wild. 6 people have not seen this, and then leading after that is mid as fuck. Which fair enough. I don't not so much love for this franchise, but like 1, 2, 4, and maybe that reboot. I really do like quite a bit. Oh, now we're moving into Wolf Creek. Oh man, we're really doing the weird ones off the bat again. This happened on the last stream, and I thought that was just so funny. I'll resume the voting in just a second. Want to say our final pieces on the Wrong Turn movies. Those are all 3 of the ones included in today's lists. What else do we got going on? Literally can't pick a favorite from the 2000s. I like too many movies. That's so true. I couldn't pick a favorite from the 2000s. Too many good ones. Mr. Arrowverse, I totally forgot about Blair Witch 2. Or did I put that on here? Maybe I did. I actually meant to, and I think I forgot. Slim Bates saying Wrong Turn 2, 4, 1, and the remake, those are the best. I totally agree. Yeah, watch those, and then you could skip the rest, for sure. For sure. I could have made it top 100. David, honestly, I could have done 100. Like, we're only at 67 movies. I could have gotten this to 100 if I really wanted to be that crazy. But I had to stop myself at a certain point. I'm like, okay, this is going to be outrageous if I keep going. But anyways, let's move into another franchise, kind of. I only put the first movie because I feel like most people haven't seen the sequel. Wolf Creek. It's part of the the Splatter Pack kind of set of movies. Like Saw was kind of your first big one alongside Cabin Fever, and then you have this movie from director Greg McLean. It's brutal, it's over the top, and it's scary as fuck. I really like this one quite a bit. I don't think I'd go devilishly delicious though. I really like this movie. You know what? Just because it's so many people are saying haven't seen this, I'm going to go devilishly delicious just so we can get this one on the board. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. If you can't beat them, join them. Let's go with devilishly delicious. I like this one. I like this one. It deserves a little more love, I'll say. I would probably put this in solid screams if I'm being real. I think I'd give this like an 8 out of 10. It is a movie about like a killer in the Australian outback, and he runs into a few like young adults who are on a road trip, and it's insane. It's torture to the highest degree. It's insane. It's a crazy movie. Mr. Arrowverse is saying Wolf Creek Creek is devilishly delicious. This movie is really good. The movie has a great killer and was just great. Sequel was okay, not a great movie. You know what, Mr. Arrowverse, I agree. My favorite from this franchise, absolutely the first one. Even though I don't mind the sequel, it's solid. It's not bad. But the first one's definitely the best. Gory Tiger saying Wolf Creek delicious. So much love for this movie. I'm really loving that. Most of the 8 people have not seen this though. Wow, I'm kind of shocked. This is a pretty popular one too. I feel. Honestly, I'd go so far as to say this is more popular than Wrong Turn, especially nowadays. We're getting a new sequel very soon. Wolf Creek 3 is happening and coming out soon. There was a TV show based off of this movie too. So I'm kind of shocked. More people haven't seen this one than the Wrong Turn sequels. What do you know? David Primero, thank you for the 5. Appreciate that. You're saying, do you think Wrong Turn, Hills Have Eyes, and The Descent are related? Seems they all have those mutant-eating monsters. What do you think? I could totally see them being in the same universe. I feel like this all comes from a sense of, the internet was kind of like a very big thing during this time period, and there was almost like this vibe in the 2000s where it's like people who don't have internet, what is that culture look like? How is that different from everybody else's? And it's almost like the fear of being out in the wilderness, being out on your own without any sort of connection to the outside world. That's where I feel like a lot of these movies hit on, and that's why you get all of them in the 2000s. Is kind of that vibe. So I've always thought that was an interesting element to 2000s horror, David. I'm glad you made that connection there. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I just got mail, guys. Crazy that they come right to your door now, to your bedroom. They sneak into your house. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's a really interesting. I could talk about that all day, David. I love that. Thank you for the 5, my friend. Love me some mutant monsters. Mutants are a great it's a great monster. What can I say? Terrifying stuff there. Feels like you could really find that somewhere out there, especially in The Descent. Like, what if I go into a cave and those things just start coming after me? That's terrifying. I love it. David, thank you for the 5, my friend, though. We got Valentine up next. I feel like this is one majority of people have seen. This one, last week when we were talking about doing this poll, this was one that a lot of people were asking for. They're like, we really need Valentine on this list. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. Lots of love for this one. I think it's got a great twist. But just kind of the flow and feel of this movie is it's just okay. It's kind of middle of the road for me, but I'm a little more romanticized on it. So I think I'm going to put it in solid screams. David's also putting another $2 out there. We're going to start the voting though. David's saying that Valentine movie is so underrated, need it back. Could we do a new Valentine? Could we do a new one of these movies? Hard Eyes is very similar. I will. You know what? 5 people haven't seen this movie. Crazy. I'm voting Devilishly Delicious. We're getting another movie on the damn list here. Hard Eyes was very similar to this one. I feel like I don't think it has as good of a twist as Valentine, but I kind of, honestly, I feel like there's this weird conjunction. If you were able to take like the best things about Hard Eyes and the best things about this movie and put them together somehow, I feel like you would make the ultimate Valentine slasher film. Does that read with anybody else? Because I feel that so strongly with this film. It's got a great twist and some solid characters, some pretty great actors in here. Marley Shelton, our girl Judy, is hanging out in this one. I think if you mash up some of the characters and some of the ideas with this movie and Hard Eyes, you have like the best Valentine slasher ever. If we could find a way for someone to like just mix those two things together, truly we'd have like the very best one. But I like this movie. Devilishly Delicious is an insane uptick from where I would put it, but I just want to get it on the board. Let's just get in. We have 2 movies on the board out of out of 6. Let's hope this one gets up there. But yeah, it's okay. Okay, all right. Wow, brutal. That one. 4 movies have not made it to the list yet. I love Valentine though. I think it's a fun one. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it's a solid movie. Valentine is okay. I like Screaming Ice Cream is saying it was a mistake to make Haven't Seen an option. I know. I thought that might kind of help, but. Hey, at least we're not calling all these movies dog water. It's something. Anyways, Urban Legends Final Cut. This is the first sequel. I did not put the 3rd sequel on there because I feel like most people really have not seen that one. But this one, Urban Legends 2, it feels the most in line with the original film, where the 3rd one kind of feels like it's really going off the rails a bit. This one's still fun, still a solid, it's an okay twist. I'm not even going to call it solid. It's all right. The first one's way better, but this one still captures some of that same energy of the original urban legends, which I like. So I'm probably gonna go mid with this one if I'm being real. It's okay. I don't love it though. I don't love it like how I love the first one, but it's middle of the road for me personally. 3 votes and Devilishly Delicious. Okay, rock on. Hell yeah, all the power to you. If you haven't seen this one, I do recommend it quite a bit. I think it's a fun watch if you like the first one. But are you gonna see? Is your mind gonna be blown by the twist? No. We got a few people rolling in. Melissa Wildcard. Hello. Yo. What's up? Welcome in. Slim Bates is talking about Hostel. You know that's on the list. Don't you worry. That's a 2000 staple in my opinion. I love that this one is going to the top. This list is not going in any sort of way that I thought it would. And the unexpected is always the best thing, I feel. Luke Freeman is saying Final Cut is the worst one. Ooh, so you like the Bloody Mary movie better? Okay, rock on, dude. Like all the power to you on that take. It's wild. It definitely goes out there. It's a swing, but I still vibe with it. It's fun. Third urban legend is garbage, says Mr. Arrowverse. We definitely have some conflicting opinions out there. Delicious for Valentine for me. Love that Cupid mask. It's a good design. I think I do like the Hard Eyes design just a little better though, if I'm being honest. Again, I can't stress it enough when I say you mash those two movies together, you get the best Valentine slasher. All right, this one's going to Devilishly Delicious, dude. Rock on. Okay, we got another movie on the list. I can't complain. I'm glad we got something else up there. Rock on, baby. Good stuff. Melissa's not a fan of Final Cut. We got some back and forth takes on these movies. I'm loving it. Ron liked both 1 and 2. Hell yeah, Ron. Haven't seen any of the Urban Legend sequels. I recommend them. They're weird. They're both weird, but this one's a little less weird, a little more in line with the original one. Again, the third one gets kind of out there a bit, but it's still fun. None of them are offensively bad. It's not I'll always know what you did last summer, that's yikes. I almost put that on the list, but I'm I feel like enough people haven't seen that, if I'm being honest. I feel like most people have seen the first 2 I Know What You Did Last Summers, but that one's you got to look for that one. You got to look for that shit. Anyways, getting into this though, we got Underworld. This is a movie I grew up with. This was one that I just I love it so much. I'm not putting the Underworld sequels on there because there's so fucking many of them. I have the first Underworld and the first Resident Evil on here, and I'm not doing the sequels because, oh my God, that'll be a whole fucking thing. But I love both of these movies. Kate Beckinsale is a badass vampire chick running around shooting werewolves in the fucking face. I mean, it's action horror. It's 2000s action horror at its best, in my humble opinion. I'm gonna go solid screams with this one personally. I just love this movie. It was one of those movies I grew up with, and I thought it was the best movie ever growing up. And as an adult, I'm a little more oh, okay, it's fun. But do I love it as much as I did when I was a kid? Maybe not. But it's still a really fun watch if you haven't seen this one. I feel like, Scream fans are always telling me they love those movies because of how fun they are. This is absolutely, this is so fun. If nothing else, you are going to have a great time watching this one. Not really super scary or gory or anything like that. It's badass though. A chick with a gun shooting things being badass. Is there any, come on now. It's the best genre ever. What else do we got going on? Devin Morgan is saying the first 2 Urban Legend movies were really good. The third one was trash. That seems to be the consensus with that franchise, but it's fun. It's whatever. I don't have too many strong feelings about the third one either way. Underworld is solid, says Gina. It's solid. It's a very good film. You grew up with this movie also? Hell yeah. This is I'm glad it's going all the way to the top, honestly. I think I could see it deserving that. Gina, thanks for the buck. Appreciate you a ton. We're already at 4 out of 10 for the super chat goal, guys. Rock on. Pat and Jester is saying Underworld is devilishly delicious in my opinion. Oh, and hello, Jake. Hello, Pat and Jester. How are you? I'm glad. Honestly, I'm so glad this movie's going to the top. That actually makes me so happy. This movie better go up there too, because also a banger. Trick or Treat. This is Sam, one of the most iconic horror villains of all time, who only has a single movie so far. Michael Dougherty, get on the sequel already. He's been teasing it to us for literal decades, and I'm not even kidding. So hopefully we get some sort of sequel to this movie eventually. But Trick or Treat, 2007. It's a banger. I think it's one of the best anthology horror movies ever. Sounds like the new VHS is riffing on it a little bit, by the way. VHS Halloween. Probably gonna have a similar vibe to it. I need more Sam in my life. I love this little guy. His little appearance in this movie has stood the test of time. He's now like the face of Spirit Halloween. He's an iconic horror villain. And again, only one movie. Devilishly Delicious, baby. All the way to the top. Again, easily a top 10 anthology horror film. Right up there with Creepshow and some of the VHS flicks for me personally. Trilogy of Terror is another one I'd put up there. I just watched that again recently. That's a really good movie, man. It's got some crazy shit going on in it. But yeah, this is a great watch. Every single story is really well done, really spooky, and captures that fall horror vibe, I think, just perfectly. So I couldn't recommend this enough. Ron is saying people haven't seen Underworld. Dude, I know, but Underworld is a great watch. That's a really good one. 3 people haven't seen this one though, which, man, dude, Trick or Treat. This is a great watch. Like, if you have not seen this one, it's not too scary. It's got some blood. It's got a little bit of blood and gore, but I think again, Scream fans would really vibe with this one because it's got some twists and turns that I really like. Some cool motivations for characters as well. But great one. We're getting into spooky season, folks. This is a great one to put on during that time period. I could not recommend this enough for the fall season. It's right up, like, this and Halloween are like must watches for me during the fall season. It's nothing gets me in the vibe or the mood of spooky season more than these 2 movies. Trick or Treat is one of my favorite movies, period. Ty Lee, hell yeah, dude. I rock on with that. I've watched this movie every single year around this time period. It's an annual watch for me. Just bought the 4K of this one too, which released last year. But man, I love Trick or Treat. I'm glad that one made it to the list. That one's at the top, baby. Gory Tiger saying Devilishly Delicious, hell yeah. Where's Funhouse, says David. I should have put it on the fucking list, man. Shit. Damn. I fucked up there. Isn't the Funhouse, that's an 80s flick, isn't it? Yeah, I was gonna say that's an 80s movie there. You're just messing with me, David. No, I'm just kidding. A little inside joke between me and David. Anyways, Them. This is a movie I feel like most people haven't seen, but I had to throw a few weird ones on there. And this was one I actually watched for the first time recently. Give you a brief description. It's very similar to Eden Lake, if you guys have seen that movie, another film I put on the list. It's a one-off, and it's a very quick watch. Like, I think it's only like 70-something minutes. Creepy-ass fucking movie. It's just a couple in their house, and they get attacked by a bunch of fucking kids. And it is, it's scary as fuck. Honest to God, some of the tension building in this movie is top-notch. I love this one quite a bit. I don't know if I would go so far as to say devilishly delicious, but like, it executes its concept so damn well. Like, I'm gonna go solid Screams, like a really strong solid. Like, I'd put this towards the top of solid Screams. This is a really good watch if you haven't seen it. 4 people have not seen that. I figured this one would go to haven't seen this, but I had to bring it up because I think it's just a great. It's a great way to build tension. It does that so well. What's another movie this reminds me of? Kind of a little bit, it has a Strangers vibe to it a little bit. I think this movie actually came out before The Strangers, but another kind of a similar watch, I feel. Eden Lake, yeah. You haven't seen Eden Lake, sounds pretty interesting though. Also, evil fucking kids. Lots of evil kids movies though. There's a lot of those out there. This is a good one though. This is a scary one. Children of the Corn, I feel like, is more like goofy. This one's more like, no, this is really actually terrifying. This is a hard watch. I'm the only person who has seen this. Oh man, that sucks. Man, this is a good one though. I recommend it. I want to say this is streaming on a few different places. I watched it on Shudder. If you guys got Shudder, I'm really trying to think where else this is. I want to say it's streaming elsewhere, but this is a good watch. This is a good watch if you haven't seen it. 11 folks have not seen this one. So I'll tell you what, add it to the watch list. This is a good one. This is going to win the haven't seen category. Most people have not seen this one. I'm a little shocked. I'm not going to lie. I thought there might be a little more love for them. But I guess not. This one I feel like more people have seen. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. I'm going to be so quick with my vibes on this one, folks. This one rocks. This is a criminally underrated Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel, and I'm just going to be outrageous here and take this one all the way to the top because, again, I just feel like this movie doesn't get enough love. It's criminally underrated. It's one of the most brutal Texas Chainsaw Massacre flicks, and I just think it has like maybe one of the coolest endings to the franchise since the original, which is my hot take. But I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. Great fucking cast. Probably the best performance from R. Lee Ermey in one of these movies. I honestly like him even more in this one than I do the original remake. That's a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? But I don't know. This movie rocks, in my opinion. It's a really fun watch. One of the better Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, without a doubt. Slim Bates. Don't you worry. Eden Lake is on this list. That was another one I watched recently that I'm like, man, that's a great one to talk about. I feel. Would love to get into that a little more for sure. I'm so glad this one's going to the top. 4 votes for Devilishly Delicious. Let's go, baby. That makes me so happy. This is the one with Jordana Brewster, Lindsay. I think she's a great final girl too. I think she's a great lead. I also like that this one gets into a little bit of commentary of the time period. Like you got some like Vietnam War commentary, which is like, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate them for doing it nonetheless. Lots of love. That's your favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, Patton Jester? Rock on. It's criminally underrated. I'm so glad that one made it to the top. That's cool as fuck. This is an insane list so far. Can we just take a minute to look at this? This is nuts. Everything is Devilishly Delicious or bottom of the barrel. Or we haven't seen it, not bottom of the barrel. I think that's very funny to me. Let's go, baby. Gory Tiger saying mid. Arrowverse is saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The beginning is mid. The cast is great, but it is mid. Well, fair. Hey, fair enough. I think it's underrated. I don't know. I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10 if I'm being honest. But I wanted it to go to the top because I'm crazy like that. Them poster is like a weapons movie today. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? Weapons, I feel like, is getting into something similar. Evil kids running around doing some evil shit. I love it. Okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Again, I think one of the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, without a doubt. Some people would even say they like this one better than the original, which is like, wow, okay, rock on. Definitely captures that grittiness for me for sure. I'm going solid screams with this one. I really like it. It is a really solid sequel. But I think I like Beginning just a little more, which is probably crazy. That the ending of Beginning floored me the first time I saw it. I was just like, I did not think this is where this movie would go. But I do love this. I love this remake quite a bit. Really solid watch. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Really one of the better remakes of the 2000s, without a doubt. Arrowverse is saying the TCM remake is solid. Paul is saying solid too. This is your favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie? Rock on. Now we have to decide where the remake and the beginning rank against each other. I'm glad that it's I'm glad that it's going to the top. This is another one that I feel like deserves some love. Really solid remake for sure. Valentin Perez is saying, do you think we're going to see the Grim Reaper in Final Destination 7? You know, we might. One of the books actually has like a fleshed out incarnation of of the killer, which is cool. So maybe we get some sort of rendition of that, taking more ideas from the book, like kind of like how Bloodlines did, ultimately. I wouldn't be against that. Eli Cortez is also with us saying, don't forget to smack the shit out of that like button and sub to this awesome channel. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate the support there. Thanks for hanging out with us. Beginning in 2003 remake are pretty much tied for you, Slim Bates. I can't argue with that. I mean, these are both very good. I'm kind of with you there. I think I'd put them around the same spot. For sure. Kyle Gordon's also hanging out with us, our resident cute penguin, saying I say solid. Hell yes. I'm glad you like this one. It's a fun watch. This one, though, The Strangers from 2008, the very first Strangers film, in my opinion, still the best Strangers movie. This is my favorite home invasion thriller ever. Nothing tops it. I think it's one of the scariest and most simple concepts executed to perfection. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm so serious. This is a horror masterpiece that rarely gets its flowers. A lot of people aren't crazy about this one. I don't know. I think it's so effectively terrifying. Brian Bertino is a name that I don't feel gets enough love in the horror game ultimately. Between this and The Dark and the Wicked, man, I mean, I think he's made just 2 of some of the better horror flicks of the last like 20 years, and that doesn't get talked about enough. We don't get enough love for either of those films. If you haven't seen this one, and we have everyone's voting on it, so Everyone who has voted so far has seen this one. If you haven't seen this one, or you haven't seen The Dark and the Wicked, which is a little more less popular flick, I feel, I couldn't recommend them enough. I think both of these movies are just horrifying. Still scare the crap out of me, and I watch horror movies for a living, so I love this one quite a bit. Solid all day, Eli Cortez says. Mr. Arrowverse is saying it's devilishly delicious. Rock on, rock on. Atrol Campbell, what's up, what's up? Sup? Welcome in, welcome in. Atrol, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I'm so sorry. Valentine Perez is saying in Final Destination, is it true death is the Grim Reaper that hunts down those who have cheated death? Yeah, I think how they look at it is it's more like a force of nature. Like death is like something that's like, well, you were supposed to die here and you cheated, so we're taking you out. You can't do that. Come on now. And don't you guys worry, Final Destination movies are on this list. I have 4 of them. 4 Final Destination movies are coming up. We're getting to them. I did a whole video on that, Valentine, talking about death. Do we view him more as a slasher in that franchise, more of a force of nature? I did a whole video about that a little while ago. It's a really interesting topic, I feel, when it comes to that series. Something that even the creatives feel they regret in terms of setting up their series the way that they did. Ty Lee is saying Strangers is a very high mid. Brutal, dude. Brutal. But I respect it. Strangers is devilishly delicious. This is a great movie. 10 out of 10. A lot of love. Strangers is good, but I was a bit bored. Brutal. I'm just always like, the tension to me like does not stop until the end. I think that's what personally keeps me engaged. Really like this one. Squidward Tennis Balls is saying The Strangers always freaks me out every time I watch it. The eerie silence in the soundtrack also adds so much in my opinion. Yeah, it's just a simple film. It's not trying to do too much, and I think what it does do, it executes with grace. I think more movies nowadays need to take that advice, if I'm being totally honest. Every movie nowadays is trying to be like the greatest, biggest, most grandiose thing ever, and it's like, what happened to just a straight up home invasion thriller? You know what I mean? What happened to that? Just give me simple. Sometimes we just need a simple rolling the wheel well, not trying to just reinvent it every single time, for me personally. The poop lady is hanging out with us, my fiance, Madison Kazmarski. Hello. What's up? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you a ton. Legion's also joining us, saying, imagine if that's how death actually worked. That would be brutal, huh? Like, it's like you were actually supposed to die like 5 years ago, so now you're going to die in this most absolutely insane trap. That would be brutal. Also, we got some more folks joining us. There's a link at the top of the live. So if you guys want to hop on in and vote along with us, just hit that tasty little button there and you can submit your vote. Check it out. Because we're on to a James Gunn movie, interestingly enough. Slither. He's got a new movie this week, if anyone's heard of that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it's called. No, I'm kidding. But Slither, man, this is a really fun watch if you guys haven't seen it. I think it's borderline a horror comedy. It's gross as fuck, but it's also hilarious, which I think really sweetens the bitterness of how dark this one can kind of get. There's some pretty dark tones and themes throughout this movie in terms of like abuse. That's all I'll say. But there's again, it's a really good watch. I feel it's a really interesting horror movie, and it's a standout from the 2000s. So I'm gonna go solid screams with this one. This is a really fun watch. Some crazy practical effects in this one too. I'm starting to remember it a little bit. There's a point where the girl is just filled up with these like alien slugs, and she's like, I mean, the size of a barn basically, and she like explodes into blood and guts. It's insane. I mean, it's a crazy movie with some crazy ideas. But I like it. I really like this one. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 rating. I wouldn't, maybe not quite up there, but it's an 8. It's a 7 or an 8. I'd say it's one of those for me. Really fun watch. Crazy dark things happening. Some great performances from a lot of James Gunn regulars too. What's his? I can't always forget his name. Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy is in this movie, and he plays a dick like he always does. Oh, Ty, you haven't seen this one? I recommend it if you're a fan of 2000s horror. I feel like this is a bit of a staple from the time period. Had to put this one in there. Valentine is saying Eli Roth is going to do a Hostel TV series. What are your thoughts? Dude, Paul Giamatti's going to be in it. It's going to be great. Even if I didn't like Hostel, I'd watch it. I'm very excited for that one. Oh, yeah. What else do we got? Legion is saying is Slither, man, he can inject you with his hive in a single bound. Yes. I need that. I don't know what you're talking about, but I need this movie. I need Slitherman. That sounds like the worst superhero, like the scariest, slimiest superhero. But cool, Slither made it our first movie in solid screams, baby. We're slowly moving putting things all over the place with this list. I love it. But I agree with that. Solid screams. That's a good one. That's a good place to put that one. But it's some good stuff. Legion is saying, I may not be subbed to the cult, but just know I am part of the cult in your hearts. Hey, I appreciate it, Legion. Thank you. Hey, just coming to the streams and supporting that always means a lot to old Jake. So I appreciate it a ton. Thank you. Michael Rooker, thank you, Ron. Yeah, I always forget his name, and it's such a simple name too. But Michael Rooker, great in this movie. Definitely one of the better parts. But just so many great performances across the board in this movie. Lots to love. Silent Hill, the original one, not the weird sequel. I love this movie because I love Silent Hill so much. But honest to God, this movie is a little slow. Like, it kind of does. There's some moments where I'm like, oh my God, get to the point already. But I do have a fondness for it. I think I'm going to go middle of the road personally. I love watching this movie. I've probably seen it like 2 or 3 times. I don't love it as much as like the Resident Evil movie, which is I feel like is so bad it's good. But this one's got some crazy creatures running around that are like just awesome practical effects. Not all of them are practical, but the ones that are great. But it's a little long. I feel like you could have cut like maybe 15, 20 minutes out of this movie and it would have been like a fucking, it would have been solid screams. Cut 15 minutes out of this movie. And like, it's actually like so much you could cut. That's why it goes all the way down to mid for me personally. But I do like this one. It's still fun. Silent Hill is a really good watch if you haven't seen it. And if you like the video games, dude. James Gunn, his other movie on the list, Brightburn isn't that like 2015, 2016, if I'm not mistaken? I like Brightburn quite a bit. Definitely a good one to talk about. Superhero horror done before. That was kind of like super popular too. Brightburn's a very big talking point. Not on this list, but I'm sure we'll have it on a future list for sure, because that's a really good one to talk about. I could go on and on about that. Oh yeah, and Mr. Arrowverse is reminding us we have a new Silent Hill movie coming out next year, Return to Silent Hill. I'm going to say it right now. I don't think it looks good, but like I don't want this is a weird take, but I don't know if I want like a good Silent Hill movie. I kind of like that they have like a shittier, campier vibe to them. That's kind of the draw, I think, in my opinion. Again, maybe a weird take, but I'm all about these movies being a little campier. David Primero throwing another $5 out there. Dude, thank you for the support, my friend. You're saying on the next Final Destination movie, we need the main cast to try to take life from other people just to survive. What do you think of that storyline? I really hope that we do something like that again. It was really fun to see that explored in Final Destination 5. Kind of the idea that we can take life from other people. Like, that's brutal to me. Death is like totally down for just more death is kind of like the vibe of it, which is cool. So I'm kind of in the boat of I always want to see a franchise, especially like this, try out some new stuff. But Final Destination is just so like, it's such a tried and true formula. Like, I really wouldn't mind them just repeating storylines from the past. I mean, let's be real, Bloodlines repeats a lot of ideas, but it also tries some new stuff too. So I'm really not against them doing something along the lines of this, but maybe with a new set of characters. Last time it was a ton of folks who all work together. Can we do something like, maybe a whole different group of people who maybe are less willing to kill each other? Like not folks who are literally working with each other, trying to force other folks off the corporate ladder. Can we do a different group of folks who come to this conclusion and tell a fresh story that way? I'm here for it. I'm totally down for something like that, David. But dude, thank you for the 5. I'm so excited for whatever Final Destination 7 does. I know we're getting it too. Announcement hasn't come yet, but they're taking their time. They're figuring things out. But I promise you it's coming. That box office return was insane for that movie. Speaking of a movie that I don't think did very well at the box office, Seed of Chucky. It's the best Chucky movie. Does anything even come close? No, I'm kidding. Seed of Chucky, it's one of the films of all time. It's probably my least favorite of the Chuckies, but it's so goofy and so outrageous. And I also think it's really funny that one of the Hobbits voices little Glenn and Glenda. So, I mean, how can you be upset with that? Could you imagine working on this movie and also the Lord of the Rings trilogy like simultaneously? That's fucking crazy. There's so much to love about this very, very dumb movie, but I'm gonna go could have been better. No, it's dog water that I love. It's dog water that I will happily lap up. Is honestly how I feel about this film. Majority of people haven't seen this one. I'm kind of shocked. I feel like this is a pretty popular one. And I feel like any Chucky movie is a pretty popular movie. I am curious where this one goes because there are some strong feelings about Seed of Chucky. I feel a lot of people really like this one. Because it is ridiculous. I mean, it's so campy. I think it's got to be the campiest Chucky property outside of the show. And I think that's why there is so much to love. Jennifer Tilly, I will also say, gets to do a lot. It gets to do a lot with this movie, which I think is really cool. And another reason why I feel it stands out to me. I hope this one at least makes the list. I hope this one goes to dog water. Really, majority of people have not seen this one. That's kind of shocking to me, man. Ooh, definitely put you know what? If you like the Chucky movies, I'd say put this one on. It's not a high recommend. It's not a good movie. But it's it's interesting, man. I can't hate on it too much because, again, I feel like I kind of love how campy it is, but it's not. It's like it's a 1 or a 2 out of 10, but it's a so bad it's good. Neems is saying, Jake, you fucking legend. Love your channel. Thank you so much, Neems. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude. A lot of people are saying dog water. Hot dog water. That's funny. This one is not dog water. It is trash. Wow. Brutal, dude. Whew, man. Well, didn't even make the list, unfortunately. Most people haven't seen this one. I don't recommend. I really don't recommend it, but like you should watch it if you like the Chucky movies. That's the only thing I can possibly say about it. It's a so bad it's good. It's brutal too. It's got some crazy kills to it. So, but anyways, Scream 3. This is a movie I've really come around to. The first time I watched it, man, I did not like this movie. I was like, are you kidding me? This is basically a scary movie film in the Scream universe. But the more that I've sat with this one, the more I really do like it. I really appreciate a lot of the commentary and just punk rock aspects to it. Scream 3 is a movie that was like just had everything against it behind the scenes, and they still managed to turn out a pretty decent product, all things considered. The studio didn't want to have fucking violence in a slasher movie. It's like, are you kidding me? So they wanted to make this just a full-fledged comedy, which is why I feel for most people it's a bit of a disappointment. But there's some really strong things I love, and there's some really strong things I don't. I don't love that they mess with the original, with everything with Roman. Honestly, I've just never loved the Roman twist. I don't think it adds anything to the original. I feel like it's just like they just wanted to do something soap opera-y to make this entry have some like big stakes. So I don't know. Roman as a character, I think, is a really cool killer, but I just don't love his motive overall. But I will say, Scream 3, just giving the middle finger to the Weinsteins, man, you gotta respect it. I'm gonna say could have been better. Could have been better, but I really want to give it a higher rating than that. I have so much respect for this film. I just don't. I think it's always just going to be last place for my Scream rankings personally. But I do have a lot of respect for it. It's a very fun watch. But I'm glad so many people love this movie. So I think a lot of people are just like over the moon about Scream 3. It's kind of just a live action Scooby-Doo movie. Honestly, I think that's what it ultimately ended up being, with some crazy punk rock commentary on giving the middle finger to Harvey Weinstein, which is great. There's, again, lots to love about this movie. So it's I can't hate on it. I really can't hate on it. Scream 3 is mid or could have been better. You weren't crazy about the killer reveal. What's going on? Squidward Tentacles is saying Scream 3 is so hard to get through for me for some reason. I kind of agree. It's just not very engaging. Like, I think it's funny. Like, it has some good jokes and goofy moments, but it's not a very, it's a tough watch for me personally. I can't get through it like the other movies where they're just like so much fun and I can just vibe with them. I wish I liked it as much as everybody else. This is getting 8 votes for Devilishly Delicious. Rock on. I'm glad so many people love Scream 3. It is funny that they are bringing back a lot of the killers for Scream 7. Yeah, Roman will be back. We haven't seen the last of him. A movie very similar to Scream. Scream 3's at the top of this list, man. That's wild, man. Scream 3 is better. Is taking the gold over The Strangers, Trick or Treat, Underworld, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. Shit, man. Okay. Okay. Scary Movie, though, a very similar movie in my opinion, but it kind of more so going for the fact that it's a parody. You know, it's leaning into the fact that it's a jokey film. And I like, to me, it's like, if you're gonna do camp, do camp. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, just make it full on camp. Make this a goofy fucking movie. Scary Movie, I feel, understands that. Has everything aged well? No. But it's a movie I still love. I'm gonna go solid screams for this one. It cracks me up. It's a great watch. We need more comedies, man. I feel like they don't make a ton of comedy movies anymore that are just like very carefree like this as much. And I appreciate Scary Movie for what it is. It's a goofy film. Lots of love for Scary Movie down in the chat. Hell yeah, I'm glad. It's fun. We're getting a new entry in this series next year too, which is like, what the hell is that going to be all about? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see, man. Love Scary Movie 1 and 2. The first two are the best, I feel, without a doubt. Scary Movie 2 especially, I feel like, doesn't get the love it deserves. I love this first one, man, but the strong hand thing in Scary Movie 2, I mean, like tears rolling down my face. I'm laughing so hard at that. This movie's excellent though, but excellent. I don't know if it's excellent, but it's very funny. I love it quite a bit. Damn, this one's going to the top two. Scary Movie better than The Strangers and Trick or Treat. Okay. All right. I respect it. Man, this is wild, but okay. Scary Movie deserves its own category, honorable trash. I totally agree with that. It's trash, but goddamn, I love it. I eat up this. I'm like a raccoon when it comes to Scary Movie. I could just eat up this trash all day long. Lick it up off the floor and all that shit. But man, I you know what? Fuck it. I'm glad that it's I'm glad that it made it up as far as it did. We're just doing franchises at this point, I think. I don't know what's up with that, but rock on. We got Scary Movie 4. Real quick, David Primero has sent in another super chat. Thank you for the 2. I don't know if we're going to make our goal for the day, but that's okay. I just appreciate you guys hanging out with us, watching and supporting. Means a lot. But David, thank you again for all your support on the stream, man. Really means a lot to the page. Thank you for keeping the lights on around here. Thank you. We definitely do have some more voters too, which is exciting. I see Ron pointing that out. As the stream has come along, we got some more people out there, which is cool. We're moving into Scary Movie 4 here. This is probably, 5 is probably my least favorite, but 4 it's also not great. Let's be honest. David Primero throwing another super chat out there. We may make our goal at just yet. Who knows? David, thanks for another $2. 2000 horrors are the best. Man, I can't even disagree with that. There's just so much to love from the 2000s. So many of the movies we've talked about today, I have such a strong love for. I feel like up until I die, I'm going to be watching a lot of the movies here today. David is killing it, man. He might just get us to our goal here. You're saying Ghostface versus the Fisherman, need to see it. I mean, shit, if I Know What You Did Last Summer keeps going up like it is at the box office, you might just get that movie. David, thank you for all the support, man. Really, it means the world to me. Scary Movie 4, though, I think this is probably the weakest of like the main... The actual scary movies. I don't count 5 as part of this franchise. Can I just be so real with you guys? Scary Movie 5 is an abomination. And thankfully it's not on this list. But Scary Movie 4, I don't know, man. This is one I don't know if I feel like this is like the definition of could have been better. This is a very much so could have been a better sequel in my humble opinion. But I don't know. Wish I had more love. It's just not as goofy. I think honestly the best part of this whole movie is Dr. Phil in the fucking saw trap. That's the best part of this whole thing, for me personally. A Troll Campbell throwing $2 out there saying Scary Movie 4 is trash, but Kevin Hart was good. Oh, I forgot you're right. Kevin Hart is in this movie. Oh my God, man. You just forget about some of these things, man. It's crazy. Isn't he in the third one too? Kevin Hart's in 3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my God, I got to rewatch this one. It's been a minute. I rewatched the original trilogy since the new one's coming out soon. But I remember he was in that one. But yeah, they bring him back for 4 too, I believe. That's crazy, man. I forgot. It's been a minute since I've seen this. Don't they make fun of War of the Worlds in this one too? Oh yeah, man. Yeah, they push somebody into like a laser beam or something. Yeah, man, this movie's ridiculous. Where's this one going? Solid screams? Oh, okay. Scary Movie 4, 8 out of 10. Okay, you know what? Fuck it, man. Let's go. I love it. I love the love for Scary Movie 4. We made our super chat goal because you guys rock so much. Gina threw another buck out there. Thank you. David is saying hopefully you would watch the Funhouse. I put it on the other night, and David, this has no reflection of the film, but I fell asleep and I'm literally going to watch the rest of it tonight. I have not finished it, but so far, 80s campy bliss, baby. I'm really loving where it's going so far. I love anything with that vibe, with like 80s horror vibes to it. I can get into most things like that, as long as it's not like just too slow or whatever. But I'm digging the Funhouse so far. It's a very fun watch. Well, I will give you a full review on the stream on Monday. I promise. I'm so sorry. It's been crazy. If you see all these crazy moving boxes behind me right now, this is like I've been streaming and making videos and packing shit up in my house. That's like all I've had time to do. I watched Bambi yesterday, and like literally at 2 a.m. last night I started Funhouse. But I will watch the rest of it, I promise. A troll also threw $2 out there saying throw it in the trash. Well, Scary Movie 4 made it a slightly above the trash here. Solid screams, but hey, rock on, dude. Rock on, man. That's so funny. I love it. Speaking of other Scary Movie sequels, we got Scary Movie 3. This is, I actually like this one quite a bit. Scary Movie 3, it may not have the Wayans brothers touch to it, but I still have a lot of love for it, man. It's got some really some of the best jokes, honestly, of the franchise. The girl with the sheriff with the hat that just keeps getting bigger is so unbelievably funny. There's a lot of moments from this that just majorly stand out to me. Leslie Nielsen also joining the franchise with this entry as the president. Big standout in my opinion. I would actually put this one in solid screams. I'm just nostalgic for it. But I do have a lot of love for Scary Movie 3. I don't know. I think it's a very fun watch. Arrowverse is saying mid or could have been better. I mean, that's fair. There are some bits, especially with Charlie Sheen's character, that just miss. Like, it's almost like, ooh, yikes, dude. That I could see putting it in mid for that. That one drags this one down a little bit. Pirated Copies is saying that scary movies aren't horrors, though. But they're making fun of horror movies. I feel like you could argue these are totally horror flicks, like in the same vein as something like it's Scream but more juvenile is kind of how I feel about this franchise personally. Like, it's like, is it horror? You know, it's goofy, it's fun, it's making fun of horror films though. I feel like horror fans would flock to these movies personally. Justin Proper, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you. I created the tier lists on Zod's channel. You have my permission to use honorable trash for guilty pleasures. Scary movie equals honorable trash. Justin, I can't disagree with that at all. That might be a good one for the next time around. I kind of like that we have like a could have been better tier too, because it's like I feel like there are just some movies that have like a really good concept or something that just weren't executed well. So it's a nice tier to have. For those kind of movies, I feel. So like I hear you on that. Like there's a lot of guilty pleasures from the 2000s, and I feel like I feel like Scary Movie, most of these really fit that vibe. But yeah, no, I hear you on that. Honorable trash, man. There's nothing wrong with it, man. Call me a raccoon, baby, because I'm eating it up. But Justin, again, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you a ton. Let's talk about some more honorable trash here. I'm just going to be honest. Scary Movie 2 is my favorite. I love this movie. Again, the strong hand thing is like my favorite bit in all of these movies. It just cracks me the fuck up. There's no bit in these movies that makes me laugh more than that. I love Scary Movie 2. This is a controversial, potentially dangerous take I have about this movie, but 10 out of 10. Devilishly delicious. I fucking love Scary Movie 2. Oh my god, and the Exorcist opening, I almost forgot. It has me rolling, dude. It has me rolling. I can't believe, wow, I'm so glad 7 other people have voted 10 out of 10 masterpiece for this movie. Oh my god, that's so funny. 2 people have not seen this one. This is a very good watch. Scary Movie 1 and 2 are hilarious, says Erica. Marley Kai is saying Scary Movie 2 is devilishly delicious, especially the Shorty scenes. Oh, yeah, when Shorty's getting rolled up into a blunt. I mean, come on now. How can we not like that? Justin, this one's not even trash. This is just honorable. This should be in the archives, the Library of Congress. I love Scary Movie 2 is just such a ridiculous film. I love it. I know it's bad, but God, I love it. Scary Movie 2 top. A lot of people are saying goes to the top. Ty Lee's saying Scary Movie 3 is funnier than 2. I mean, dude, there's some really good bits in Scary Movie 3. The hat thing is fucking hilarious. I can't get over that, honestly. I just want to say that our top 3 being Scary Movie, Scream 3, and Scary Movie 2 is outrageous. And I love it. I love that we have this. That's the top 3. Like, that's so funny, dude. Oh my God. Pirated Copy is saying add some TV series to the list. I think for the 2010s one, I'll put some TV series on there. Hannibal that would be a good one for when we do 2010s. Ash versus the Evil Dead, I feel like would be a good one to put on there. Pirated Copy, we're doing 2010s next week. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to make that happen. Actually, no, we're not doing it next week. I'm not gonna be. I'm so sorry, everybody. I hate to announce it this way, but I'm not gonna be making YouTube videos next week. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be moving. So next week, I'm just totally down for the count. I will be covering some of the movies that come out next week. The following week, unfortunately, I'm just not gonna have time to do it with the move. So I'm gonna be very busy. I will still be doing some live streams towards the top of the week, but I think the next time we do one of these, it's probably gonna be one of the first streams in the new apartment. So next week's gonna be a little weird, I guess is my point. As we're moving around, I'm moving into a new apartment, just in case you didn't know. So it's going to be kind of a weird week of I'm going to have some re-uploads, some marathons next week. I'm going to be re-uploading some of the stuff from Killjoy Jake Retro, if anybody remembers that, onto this page, just so it's here. It's all in the same place. But you guys will still see some cool stuff on the page next week. I still got some stuff in the works. Saw, baby, from 2004, the original film, kickstarted a huge franchise. This is, in my opinion, this is one of the very best horror films just ever made, on a low budget at that too. And I don't know, not much beats that twist ending at the end of Saw. Man, this is a 10 out of 10 horror film. Just truly one of the best to ever do it. Kicked off James Wan and Lee Winnell's career, who are both masters of horror in their own right. I don't know. Not too much on this list is going to top this movie, in my humble opinion. This is a tippy top of the list, I feel, when it comes to 2000s horror. I mean, how many movies on this list too kickstarted an entire just wave of horror? I mean, if you don't have Saw, you don't have movies like Hostel, or we were just talking about some of the meaner flicks like Wolf Creek, or I'm trying to think what else. Just more of the more brutal horror films of the 2000s that were kind of like a response to the Scream era. Scream, those movies are a ton of fun, but they're just not very bloody or gory or even really scary. I love Scream and they're fun movies, but I love that we also have a bit of like a counter to that too, something that is going for something a little more terrifying with something like Saw. Because you trust me, I like a little bit of both. I like something that's a little more campy and fun, but also something that's a little more brutal as fuck. Justin is saying, how do you do the live polling on Tier Maker? Dude, I didn't know about this until recently either. So if you make yourself a tier list on here, there's a selection to where you can also make like a live one. Justin, after this, I'll send you a little, I'll kind of show you how to do it. It's you basically like, you have to make the tier list first, and then you like just copy and paste it into like the live version of it. And then you can share out the link to, just like channel members or whatever. I learned this. Big shout out to the Night Watch Zone who taught me about this recently. I would not have known. I would not have known about this without him. So Night, thank you so much. So much love to you, my friend, my Lethal Collective friend. He's awesome. We love him a ton. Subscribe to the Night Watch Zone if you're not subscribed to him. But yeah, no, I only learned about this recently too, man, because I was making a bunch of tier list videos and I'm like, oh shit, I can do this on a live stream. That's like even better. Now everybody can vote, and we can get crazy lists like this, like that's fucking awesome. Which I love. But yeah, Justin, I'll message you after this because it's like actually way easier than I ever thought. Anyways, getting into this, we got Saw 6, baby. Saw 6, probably one of my favorite sequels, the last Saw film of the 2000s as well. I put it very high up there personally. I don't like this one. I don't think it quite had the same effect on horror as the original Saw, but man, this is probably one of my favorites to watch. Solid screams for sure with this movie. This is just a fucking banger. Anyone putting this at the top of the list too, I can't even argue with that. This is one of the better sequels without a doubt. Heavy commentary on the American medical system, which is healthcare system here in the US, which is totally fucked. So you can't really hate on that. I think this is just something that I feel like everyone pretty much agrees with. This and Saw, it's no wonder that Saw X would kind of take themes from this movie and also hit on it later too. But it doesn't come off as getting up on a soapbox. It's still a very fun and brutal, disgusting, hard to watch movie, just like the rest of the Saw movies. But it's got a villain that you just really want to see fucking die. And I don't even think it's a spoiler to say that, yeah, you see a pretty brutal death for this dickhead. And it's deserved, let me tell you. So we love Saw 6. Very ahead of its time. Very well done. Killer movie overall. You've only ever seen the kill count? Oh man, you gotta watch Saw 6. This is a really fun watch. And it's also got some really campy performances. You have the famous piranha line, which man, AI could never recreate the fun I have watching John Kramer say piranha in the way that he does. No way. So great. So fucking hilarious. Oh, and the shotgun carousel, which is arguably the very best trap in all of Saw, is also featured in this film. You look at me when you're killing me. Great. Again, just one of the greatest one of the greatest line deliveries in film history. I love Saw. I love it so much. Like, if Saw took human form, I would just, I don't know, I would do some disgusting things to that person. Anyways, Saw 5, unfortunately one of the weaker Saw films. It's a movie that feels like, I've heard, we watched a movie had this take on this film that I really agreed with. It feels like a filler movie. Like, it doesn't really do anything for the overall plot of the very campy soap opera Saw plot, but it's got some good traps at least. This is probably one of my least favorites. I feel like this is could have been better personally for Saw 5. Got some great traps. Great blood, it delivers on the blood and gore, but the overall story, what does it add? You can kind of take it or leave it. I mean, if this one didn't exist, it really wouldn't, I don't feel like it would really matter one way or the other. Saw 6 and Saw 7, though, I feel like there's an argument for why I love those a ton, even though there's some varying degrees of quality in both of those movies. Saw 5, take it or leave it, whatever. I don't know. Not too much love for this one for me personally. Justin is saying Saw 6 is all right. I was kind of getting sick of the franchise at that point. I think for me personally, just someone who was I really got into the franchise later in life. Going through that series, Saw 6 was such like a refresher for me. I was kind of starting to lose interest after 4 and 5, but for me, I watched Saw 6 and I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. Okay, we're so back. It's such a we're back movie for me personally. Really rejuvenates the series, even though it's hitting on very similar things. Don't get me wrong, but I love Saw 6. Saw 5 is getting some love, though. Let's fucking go. Okay, devilishly delicious. Rock on. The only Saw movies you've seen are 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9. Man, you've seen some of the worst of this franchise. I'm so sorry, Mr. Arrowverse. Dude, you have to watch Saw 3. I'm begging you to watch Saw 3. One of the very best, as well as 6. 3 and 6, man, just I have so much love for. Saw 4, however, this one, not too much love. I feel like they just had no idea what to do after Saw 3, and that's why they made Saw 4. I don't know. I like it a little more than 5, so I think I'm going to go mid with this one personally, but Saw 4, I don't know, man. They're just trying so hard to have another crazy twist is kind of what this one comes off to me. Good traps, I will say. Some good traps, some cool things they do with their characters, but it's middle of the road for me personally. I don't know. I wouldn't put this one towards the top. It's a fun watch. Marley Kai, you haven't seen any of the Saw movies? Oh man, they're really only for the sickos, I feel. But give them a watch if you're into some sicko shit. Mr. Arrowverse is saying, I have seen bits of Saw 3, but never sat down to watch it. Oh, man, yeah, definitely a good one. That's one of the better Saw films. I would argue Saw 3 is maybe even better than 2, and that's saying something, because 2's a really good one, too. Justin is saying, Jake, a follow-up question. When everyone casts a vote, is it majority rules or does it average out to the percentage? It's majority rules, but I can click on this one. So here's my list so far. Here's what I'm looking like. So I'm just kind of showing like the most votes. Here's the average vote too for everything. So here's kind of like what we're looking at for averages. But yeah, this is just, I'm looking currently at the majority of this list, which is looking like this so far. But at the end of this, I think I'll kind of show off like what my list ultimately ends up looking like, what the most votes was, what the average vote was for everything, which I think is going to be fun. So Saw 5 made it to the tippy top. That, again, you never know how these lists are going to go, and I kind of just love that. But hey, rock on. So Saw 3, moving into Saw 3 again. If you haven't seen this one, dude, man, really good watch. Really fun time with this one. But Ty Lee's even saying Saw 3 and X are my favorites at this point. I can't argue with that. Saw 3, really fucking good watch. I think the other thing I really like about Saw 3 is just like 6, it is some of the very best traps in the entire franchise. One of the grossest trap in the entire series is here with the pigs. If you know what I'm talking about, the pigs getting fucking cut up. I'm gonna go solid. This is also just a really fucking solid watch. I love this one quite a bit. It's just, people are putting it all the way at the top again. I can't even argue with that. This one is another just a very good one that I love quite a bit. So I'm almost regretting my vote a bit. I kind of think I should put this one all the way at the top. I Saw 3. It's like it's like the bottom of Devilishly Delicious. That's where I would personally put it. But I man, love this one quite a bit. Pat and Jester is also saying put this one at the top. The whole rack scene. Yeah, the rack is probably one of the most brutal traps of all time. So hard to watch. God, I love it. Arrowverse is saying, I like the first 2 Saw movies, but I stopped watching them after 2. You got back into the movies with 7. Oh, shit. Okay. 6 and 7 are kind of like a duology, I feel. Like 6 and 7 are like their own story, which is really cool. If you've seen 7, you gotta watch 6. Man. 7 is kind of concluding a lot of the stuff set up in 6, I feel, too. So I feel like you're going to have a bigger appreciation for 7 after watching that one. Some really cool parallels. The rack is your favorite trap. Yeah, I can't argue with that at all. There's so much love there. Marley Kai Cloverfield is on this list. We have not gotten to any of the found footage yet, which I'm kind of shocked by. There's a few found footage movies on this list, and I don't think we've gotten to one of them yet, which is nuts. But they're coming, folks, I promise. Saw 3, it moves up there. Saw 2, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. Yeah, this is devilishly delicious. I love Saw 2. I think it's got one of the best twists outside of the original from the entire franchise, which, again, first time I saw this, didn't see it coming, but everybody knows the twist of Saw 2 now, I feel. I feel like even people who haven't seen the Saw movies like kind of know where the sequels get themselves into. There are certain characters that are a big part of this that are that we didn't know were, a big part of it until some of the sequels. That's all I'm going to say. I'll shut up. But Saw 2 got a lot of great twists, a lot of fun moments. The needle trap is in this one, which is like, I feel like one of the most memorable. And I also learned recently that Shawnee Smith was pregnant when she was thrown into that pit, which is insane. And I guess she didn't tell the actor that threw her in there until afterwards, because she's like, I just don't think you would have thrown me in there if you knew I was pregnant. So some crazy behind the scenes stories with this one. I believe it came out less than a year after the release of the original Saw. Again, just another insane story with this one. I think it was Saw like 1 through 7 that came out back to back to back to back. Every single year. So you got to love and respect that about this franchise. And a lot of them are high quality too. I mean, there's really only a few Saw movies in that run that I feel like aren't very good. But 4 of them are fucking fantastic. That's what I'll say. 4 of those movies are amazing. But yeah, I Saw 2, just so much love. So much love with this one. We got to get moving because I'm looking at how many movies there are. We're not even halfway through this shit yet. We gotta move. So I'm just gonna let the timer run here. The Ring, baby. This is a masterpiece, man. This is a movie that I will say grew on me quite a bit. I don't think I loved it at first. But I'm gonna be honest. This one's top of the list for me, man. The more I watch this, the more I come back to it, the more I just love it. I think the first time I saw it, I felt like it was a little slow. I think like in the middle, that opening scene is amazing. One of the craziest jump scares in horror history, I feel. But then I don't know if I was always crazy about the middle of this movie, but I will say, I think the remake I do like better, and I feel like this movie wouldn't be as good. Or sorry, the original I like better. This movie wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for the original. Which this one, like, I mean, it takes so much shit from that movie, dude. Like, you'll watch the original and you're like, oh my god, the shot composition is even like completely stolen from that for some scenes that are just really big. I think Samara is a little creepier, but I think the backstory in the original movie is done so much better. They Americanize it a little too much in this movie. But I will say, the original, the remake, both kind of masterpieces in their own rights. This is definitely the movie that most people have seen, but I highly encourage people to watch the original. Ty is saying, dude, I remember seeing Saw 1 through 4 every year in theaters, then Saw 7 and Jigsaw. Oh yeah, there was a big gap between those, which is wild, but I do love them quite a bit. Teddy's hanging out with us. Hello. Jab is asking about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer. I have seen it. I gotta be honest, a lot of good things to say. I didn't think I was gonna love that one, like the way it looked as much as I did, but I really liking the way it looks, let me tell you. Resident Evil, this is a honorable trash, as Justin said earlier, but I love it so much, man. I'm going to put it in solid screams. I like this movie quite a bit. I grew up with it. I have a lot of fond memories watching this movie as a child. I don't think I was ever scared of Resident Evil, but it was just really fun to watch. Again, Mila Jovovich is a fucking badass running around with a big machine gun killing people. How can you not like that? That's I guess that's my argument with this movie. Ton of fun, lots to love. We got to dig it. Jess is hanging out with us too, saying, wow, what am I, chopped liver? I'm just kidding, Jess. What's up? Hello, Jess and Teddy. So much love to both of you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you a ton. Thanks for being here. Who else is with us? Justin was saying, never mind, it does it automatically. That is incredible. Yes, it does the average vote thing and has your own list here just automatically with all the votes. I will say in the averages, we don't have a single movie at the very top, which I think is interesting. We'll see if that changes. I don't know. We'll have to see. 3 people have not seen Resident Evil, though. Dude, definitely give this one a watch if you have not checked it out. I think it's barely squeaking into the top spot here, which is kind of nuts as well. But rock on. This is an insane list, I gotta say, for majority votes. Mr. Arrowverse also grew up with this movie. It's solid, I agree. This one, however, Wreck, masterpiece. I mean, 10 out of 10 movie. I think one of the scariest found footage flicks I've ever seen in my life. The ending of this movie, like, makes me want to piss my fucking pants, dude. There's a sequence where it's literally just the 2 remaining characters are being chased up like 3-4 flights of stairs by zombies. And I swear to God, it is one of the scariest things I have ever seen in my entire life. I could not recommend this movie more. I notably did not put Quarantine on this list because it's the same fucking movie. They did a shot-for-shot remake of this movie, but it's in English. So everyone's like, oh, that's the movie I'm going to watch. Watch this movie. It's so much better. I promise. Performances are amazing across the board. It feels real. It feels like I'm watching a real, thing that actually happened. 5 people have not seen this movie, I got to say. Man, could not. If you want something scary, like something that's really, it's going to freak you out, I could not recommend this movie enough. Truly one of the scariest, I think one of the scariest horror films I've ever seen. This movie to this day scares the fuck out of me. I could not recommend it enough. How we doing today, asks Teddy. I'm good. I'm vibing. I'm hanging. We're hanging out. We're talking about some crazy horror movies from one of my favorite periods to talk about horror films. Let me tell you. Hopefully you're doing well as well, Teddy. Hopefully you're chilling, you're vibing, you're hanging out. Let us know if you want to play some games, by the way, this weekend. I think we're going to do a stream on Saturday over on the gaming channel, which you guys should totally go subscribe to. Let me tell you. Marley Kai is also saying Wreck is so scary. I remember I had to run up my own stairs when I was younger because I thought the zombies were behind me. Dude, yeah, no, it is one of the very best found footage movies I think ever made. I love it. Paco Plaza, who directed that movie, by the way, is going to do a segment for VHS Halloween, and I cannot wait. Ty Lee is also saying it's on Tubi for free. You have no excuse not to watch this one. That one made it to Haven't Seen This, but guys, I couldn't recommend it enough. Really great. Just a fucking excellent watch. Poughkeepsie Tapes, also kind of found footage, more like documentary style horror. This one is an interesting one. I wanted to throw this one on there because I know it's probably going to go to Haven't Seen This. This is a good watch, I feel. It's a terrifying one. I want to go solid screams for me personally. I think it's a little more subtle terror with this movie, but it's very simple about a guy who's just a fucking creep who's doing some weird shit to fucked up people, or he's a fucked up person doing things to innocent people, and it's it's a weird one. It's some scary images in this one. It's a little more like Wreck is a little more just like you're seeing bloody, gory, crazy things happening across the screen the entire time. This one's a little more like, I feel like this could actually happen kind of horror, and I feel like that's why this one might hit people a little harder. But I recommend it. Poughkeepsie Tapes. Freaky movie. I knew this one was going to go to Haven't Seen This. We got 6 votes for that so far. Give it a watch. Give it a watch if you're into more like just grounded real terror. I feel like this is a really good recommendation for that personally. Mr. Arrowverse has not seen this one. Yeah, I recommend it. Slim Bates, dude, I'm so mad at myself. I forgot about House of Wax. I did not put that on the list. Shit. That was another one last week we were saying that's got to be on the list. Slim Bates, I'm so sorry, dude. I specifically meant to put that one on here. I got to 67 movies and I'm like, I got to cut myself off. I got to stop. Speaking of more found footage, by the way, we got some Paranormal Activity, masterpiece. Sorry, hot take. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. This is a 10 out of 10. I think this movie is a one of a kind. It really just did something so unique at the time by just no fucking money, nobody actors, and did something just so fucking scary. I love this movie. It trains you to be terrified of that bedroom shot that we're seeing on the poster there. Trains you to be like, something scary is going to happen in this room. I don't know what, but it's going to get crazy. I think it's a landmark found footage movie that you got to see. Like it's a must watch just for like, even if you're not a horror fan, I feel like people have got to watch this movie. Like it's just it's one of those movies that just did something that I don't feel that anything else had really done before at the time. So a lot of love for Paranormal Activity. I love this movie quite a bit. I love this whole franchise, honestly. There's not too much I dislike from this one. I think the only Paranormal Activity movie I really don't like is Ghost Dimension, and that's just because it is such a retread of what came before it. But I really enjoy this series. They're just so much fun. It's jump scare city. You know what I mean? I just always have fun with movies like that. I don't know. Always have a good time with this one. This one's a bit groundbreaking too, and just a very fun time. You haven't heard of this movie? Oh man, dude, this is this is one of the most profitable horror films of it is the most profitable horror film of all time. They made it for $15,000 and it made like millions and millions of dollars, which is crazy. So, Orphan. This is a bit of a controversial one. It's a movie about a family that adopts a little girl, and she's kind of fucking scary. I'm not going to say too much more if you haven't seen this one. It's all about the twist, I feel, really, with this movie. But love it or hate it, I feel like Orphan is kind of it's one that's really stood the test of time. A lot of people have a lot of love for this movie. I'm going to put it in solid. It's a really solid watch. It's campy and a little goofy at times too, but it's got some like just really hard to watch fucking sequences that I think that's what I really like about this. This is a movie that's going to make you feel so uncomfortable. I'm always uncomfortable watching this movie. There's some really gross shit happening in this one. Ooh, Marley Kai is saying this one's dog water. You got really bored of it. Brutal, man. Orphan is solid. PA3 was another fun theater experience. I think that's the scariest of the bunch. Paranormal Activity 3 is I like that one quite a bit too. It's a movie that goes back in time too, which I think is cool. Found footage that takes place in is it like the early 90s or late 80s or something like that? But Paranormal Activity 3, it's definitely got one of the best jump scares of the whole franchise, without a doubt. I can think of the one. Teddy's saying that it's got one of the best plot twists if you've not seen it. Yeah, I don't want to say because it does have a very good twist to it. I'm very much so in the minority with this one. I just do not like my Bloody Valentine 3D. I just do not like it. It's a very hard watch for me. I'm going to say could have been better because I love the original. The 2009 one, I don't know. The effects aren't very good. The characters aren't very interesting to me personally. I've just never been a very big fan of this one, but I know a lot of folks who are very big Scream fans seem to really like this one, is what it seems. But I've just never had a lot of love for this movie. Blumhouse is making another My Bloody Valentine, so that one's coming out here sometime soon, probably in the next couple of years or so. But this is an interesting talking point, I will say. This one is kind of all over the place with opinions. Kiki Iza is saying it's mindless fun. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. This one is it's a good time. I don't know if it is for me, but I think a lot of people just fucking love this one. Slim Bates was saying Orphan, I like that movie because it's in the winter season. That's a very good point. It's a snowy horror film. We don't get too many of those. You're probably the only one who's never seen My Bloody Valentine. Watch the original first. I could not recommend watching the original more. I think it's way better than this one. A lot of people love this movie. I know I'm in the minority there, but I'm glad it made it to the top though. I'm glad it's got a lot of love. It's a fun 2000 slasher. Midnight Meat Train, baby. You want to talk about a really good twist ending. I'm going to be honest. The twist for this one is so fucking insane that I put this one all the way to the top. I don't want to say too much about this. There's some murders happening on a fucking subway late at night, and it has just like genuinely a face melting twist. Like such a what the fuck? Like, what? Huh? That's what's been like, and it makes sense too. I said this recently in my I Know What You Did Last Summer review that I feel that the very best twists are both like obvious but also totally hidden in plain sight. Like you couldn't have guessed it, but then you go back and you watch the rest of the movie and you're like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. This movie is the definition of that. Like the twist works so fucking well, but you would not have, like, it floors you the first time you see it. Like, honest to God, I was so not prepared for where this movie went. So definitely check this one out if you have not. This was one I put in there because I kind of forgot about it. And I saw it. I think I was scrolling through like Tubi or some streaming platform that had this movie. And I was just like, oh my God, wow, this is a good one, man. And you know that there's a lot of love for this movie because everyone either voted devilishly delicious or haven't seen this. Like, wow, yeah. Underrated gem here, big time. I do not spoil this one for yourself. I beg you to watch this one blind. Go into it blind. Midnight Meat Train, baby. It's got a great title too. I mean, come on. Gotta love what that one's all about. Land of the Dead. This is Romero's comeback to zombies, kind of. I'm not crazy about it, but I will say I think I'm a little more apologetic towards this movie because of where the rest of the Dead movies go. This is, I think, definitely the best out of Land, Diary, and Survival. So I'm a little more lovable with this one than the others. It's a competent film that's got some really crazy zombie action to it. You know, I think it's a great watch alongside the Dawn of the Dead remake. So I'm gonna say mid. It's mid. But it's a strong mid. It's like it's a 6 out of 10. It's a very well done 6 out of 10. I feel like that just my problem with this movie is just the characters are so fucking boring. Like they make really dumb decisions. They either make really dumb, frustrating decisions or they're fucking dumb. Like there's no in between with all the characters. We have not made it to Final Destination yet. I am so shocked by that. I just want to say, I promised you guys that Final Destination would be up here. I promise you they're in this list. We're no more pauses. We're moving. Land is pretty good. Eat the rich. And you know what, Kiki, you got a really good point there. There is an eat the rich mentality about this one. Some really solid commentary. But yeah, it's in line with the original trilogy. Probably the most out of this new trilogy, which is what I love about Land of the Dead, probably the most. But yeah, it's a strong 6 out of 10. Jennifer's Body, underrated film, big time. Did not get enough love. I understand if this one goes all the way to the top. Personally, it's like a 7 out of 10 for me. I really like this movie. There's some moments of this film that are just so campy that I kind of like, it almost takes me out of it a little bit. There's is it a deleted scene? What is it? There's a moment of this film where you have the actor that voices Patrick Starr, and he's like crying and wailing that like his kid died or something, and it's kind of funny. I'm not gonna I hate laughing at it, but it's like it's a little silly because it's like that sounds like Patrick Starr crying about Patrick's like child dying, which I shouldn't be laughing at. That's really fucked up, but it's kind of funny. So there's a lot of moments like that across this whole movie. It also, I feel like Jennifer's body gets a little too mean for me personally at times. There's like just some really just mean moments that I don't know if I agree with. I don't know if I agree with that being in the film or not. But Jennifer's body, Megan Fox's performance here, I think is just one of her best across her entire career, without a doubt. And for some reason, this movie is trying to convince me that Amanda Seyfried is not attractive. I don't understand that. I don't understand why she keeps getting cast in movies where where they're trying to tell me she's not attractive. I don't get that. I think Amanda's fucking awesome. She's great in this movie alongside Jennifer. We love them both. Moving on to the next thing though, here we got controversial pick. I know, Jeepers Creepers, but I'm just such a I'm such a sucker for this one. I grew up with this movie, and learning everything about the director fucking sucked. But I am so nostalgic for this one and the second one big time. Jeepers Creepers 2, I think, is one of the movies that got me into horror, which like, again, just bums me out knowing what was going on behind the scenes the whole time. Just fucking sucks. But I feel like I had to put it on the list because it still is a very big part of horror from the 2000s. It was a monster movie in like kind of a slasher film in a time period where that wasn't really popular, yet it still like rose to the top. I don't know, man. I don't want to sing this movie's praises entirely, but I do feel like it's a weirdly important horror film. So I'm gonna go solid screams overall with this one. I like this one a lot, even though the director's a pedophile, which fucking sucks. But yeah, Toy Story 4 should be on this list, says Teddy. I agree. That's a terrifying film. I kind of like Terrifier. I love Toy Story 4 quite a bit. I think it's an unnecessary sequel, right? But it's a really fun movie. I think it was a really good addition to that franchise, even though it is like Toy Story 3 is the ending. Like we never needed more after that, but I'm glad we have Toy Story 4. So what can I say? Kiki saying great movie made by a real monster. Yeah. I feel my hot take about the Jeepers Creepers franchise just in general, I feel like these were ghost directed by what's his face, Francis Ford Coppola. I feel like these movies were ghost directed by him because as soon as his involvement in the franchise dies, this series goes to shit. Like I don't think Victor Salva is a good director at all. Like putting aside everything that he was, I don't even think he's a very good director. Jeepers Creepers 2, I feel like this was ghost directed by Francis Ford Coppola, which is why I think it's actually good. I like this one more than the original, which is maybe a hot take, but dude, a school bus setting for a horror film is so fucking terrifying. I don't know. This movie's opening scene was one of the scariest things I ever saw as a kid. It still sticks with me to this day. The kid getting fucking kidnapped out of the cornfield. Fuck. I don't know, man. I just this movie is genuinely terrifying, really well executed. I love it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo who really likes this movie, but what can I say? Magnificent Logo, not a fan of this franchise, saying it's dog water. I mean, that's totally fair, dude. I understand if you want to call this movie dog water because of the people that made it too. That's fair. I grew up with them, and I just have a lot of love for both of these films. It's nostalgic for me. Conan O'Brien is going to be in Toy Story 5. What? Justin, I'm so with you. I also have no choice but to see that film now. I'm such a big Conan fan. I love him so much. I think one of the very best talk show hosts to ever do it. House of the Devil, an early Ty West film that may be one of his very best. I'm going to be real with you guys. This is slow burn. This takes its time to get to where it's going. But the explosive moments of this film, I feel, just hit way harder because it's a little bit of a slower procedural, trying to figure things out in this very mysterious situation. So when something like there's three very big moments of this film, I feel, that are just like, holy shit, like they hit you like a truck. Um, it's something as simple as like, there's a character who gets shot. That's all I'm going to say. There's a moment in this film like that that's so simple, but so effective because they're placed in this specific story. A lot of early Ty West stuff takes its time to get to where it's going, but when it gets there, man, it hits very hard. I think that's the best way I could possibly describe this movie. I think it's a 9 out of 10. It's a very well done horror film. I think it's a top 3 from Ty West's entire catalog too. I think I definitely like Pearl and X better than this movie, but this is like probably number 3 from his whole filmography for sure. It's got a really nice like culty 70s vibe to it too. If you're a big 70s horror fan like I am, I think this is a really, really good watch. A lot of varying opinions on this one. Kiki saying it's boring. House of the Devil is solid, and it could have been better from Ty. Interesting. House of a Thousand Corpses. This is Rob Zombie's Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film. I love this movie so much, man. It is such a great watch. This is a devilishly delicious. I could see this one honestly being a top 10 from the 2000s, if I'm being honest. I think this movie is fucking crazy. Again, I feel like it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre if that original 70s movie was shot in like the late 90s, early thousands. I don't know. It's a great watch. It's got some great characters and just some super iconic moments across the board. Sid Haig is an actor who I don't feel oftentimes gets his flowers as an icon of horror, but he should for his performance here, without a doubt. This one and The Devil's Rejects, I just feel like are such great watches. You gotta love them. So much fun to be had with both of those films for sure. I was lucky enough to be in the studio audience twice for Conan. Dude, that's awesome. You were in the front row for Jackie Chan when he was a guest. Conan and I had a staring contest in between takes. That's hilarious. Oh my God, dude, that's sick as fuck. I love Conan. I have so much love for him. Absolutely great dude. I agree, Jake, and it's a great Halloween themed movie. Yes, this is another good one to put on during the fall season. 100% Ty. Oh, could not agree more. Lindsay, it's tough for me to argue with this. Devil's Rejects was better. I think it is a better film, but I weirdly enjoy watching House of a Thousand Corpses more. Devil's Rejects, the ending is iconic. I mean, oh my God, so good. Disturbia has to be on here. Oh, I did not put Disturbia on this list either, but I really like that movie quite a bit. Just like Hostel. I think one of the very best, competitors for Saw. There's a few of them, there really is a few, The Collector, Hostel, so many different kinds of versions of Saw. Hostel, man, it's a funny movie, which I feel like is something that a lot of people don't expect about it, but it's got such a great humor to it. And honestly, I think it does the social commentary thing better than any of the Saw movies, which is a very, very big thing in its corner. It's really subtle about it. I don't think you realize you're following the villains kind of the entire time, but I would argue that the good guys, so to say, in this movie are not necessarily as good as they seem. This is a very subtle kind of, I don't even know how to explain that. It's like the commentary is, should you be rooting for these main characters or not? And I would argue that the villain, the corporation here, is kind of a dark reflection of our main characters. There's a lot to look into with Hostel, a lot of different perspectives you can take on this film. But it's a movie that's way smarter than it seems, I feel. It's a movie that doesn't oftentimes I feel like a lot of people miss the point of Hostel, I guess is my point, but I like it quite a bit. A lot of love for this one. Lots to dig about Hostel, let me tell you. Hostel Part 2, an even goofier movie that I think some people like more than the original. I remember I had a conversation with a friend of mine who just loved this series so much, but they felt that Eli Roth didn't know how to direct with the first movie, but could here, figured it out in the first Hostel, had it down a little more here. I feel like this movie's way campier than the original Hostel. I like it a lot. I don't like it as much as the original. I'm gonna go, honestly, I'm going mid. It's kind of mid for me. I will say Randy's sister gets cut up in this movie though, which is kind of cool, from Scream. So for Scream 3's Martha Meeks gets one of the most brutal deaths of this entire film. But Gina, I agree. I prefer. Oh no, wait, hang on here. Gina's saying I prefer Hostel to Saw. That's a hot take, and I respect it. Honestly, I think Hostel does some things better than Saw overall as a franchise. Just comparing franchises, I honestly can't argue with that. There's probably a very good argument behind that because, like I said, Hostel's got some things down that I feel Saw doesn't, and vice versa. Like there's things from both franchises that are just really well done. Arrowverse is saying Hostel Part 2 is solid, not as good as the first movie. I agree. I really like Part 2, and it's very hard to watch. But man, I don't know if I like it as much as Part 1, but I do like it quite a bit. Part 2 is a better movie over Part 3. Yeah, I didn't put Part 3 on this list. I was really trying to think like what had people seen? You know, what were like more popular movies from this time period? Kind of like the Hills Have Eyes remakes here. This is a movie that I'm actually kind of. I don't know how I feel about it. A lot of people feel that this is better than the original, which I would agree with, but I'm still not just like, I don't know. I'm still just not over the moon about this movie. I wish I was. I'm personally like, I feel like it's a very strong 7 out of 10. I would put this towards like the bottom of solid screams for me personally. I think it's kind of a hard movie to watch. It gets into some certain themes, which I feel like if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about here, that I just don't know. I just don't know how I feel about watching that in a horror film. You know, it's one of those things that I'm just like, did we really need to do that in the remake? But it's kind of the original at least is Wes Craven's version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I feel, and it's a fun watch. Is it fun? I don't know. It's brutal. It's a fucking gritty, brutal ass movie, and I think that absolutely has its fans. But Alexander Aja's version of it, I do feel is better. I feel like he did a even better version of this story. There's Alexander Aja movies I feel I like more, if I'm being honest. But I understand if people are like, put this towards the top, baby. Like this is a brutal, crazy movie. It is. It's got a great cast too. It's Claire from Lost is your lead, which is really cool. Gotta love Claire, my baby. That's my impression of Claire from Lost. But yeah, love this movie. It's wild. Halloween Resurrection. I cannot believe that the very first vote cast for this was Devilishly Delicious. That's hilarious. Y'all are crazy. This is the worst Halloween movie. I don't think I can say that with I'm saying that with a lot of confidence. I'm so sorry, but this is dog water, dude. This is not a good movie. We're fighting Michael Myers with kung fu. We're killing off one of the most iconic final girls of all time in the opening scene. Crazy, man. Some crazy takes, some crazy ideas in this one. I just don't love Halloween Resurrection. I honestly understand the love for Halloween Ends. This is one I simply cannot get behind. Halloween Resurrection is a major dud for me personally. Just bopped my mic a little bit. Get wrecked. Justin Proper saying top tier. Let's go. Halloween Resurrection is dog water. Was that you, Justin? Were you the very first Devilishly Delicious that I saw there? Because that's hilarious. That's the funniest thing. I cried at how disappointed I was with this shitty movie as a kid. You know something's bad when you watch something once and you just have no interest to ever revisit it. I never came back to this movie. I don't know. I've seen it one time and I have no interest in watching it again, knowing what I'm getting myself into. That made it so that's a masterpiece is what majority of people would say. That's a masterpiece. Okay. All right. Hey, respect. Halloween 2007. I also don't like this movie. I feel like this could have been better. I don't know. I really do like Rob Zombie. I'm a very big fan of his. But I just don't know if I loved everything he did with this first one. I honestly, hot take, I think Halloween 2 is just such a better movie because it's so much more Rob Zombie. I don't think it's a very good Halloween movie, but I feel it's a very good Rob Zombie movie. I don't know. Halloween 2007, I just don't have too much love for it. It's in every single way possible. I feel like it's a worse version of the John Carpenter film. I hate the characters, dude. Like I just cannot get into the characters at all. Nobody to relate to here. I don't know, man. I just do not like Halloween 2007. It's a major could have been better for me. I'd still give it like a 3 or 4 out of 10, I feel, because the kills are insane. And I love the Michael Myers that they chose. I actually really like big, hulking, scary Michael. Like, yeah, if you're gonna do a remake of something, make the monster scarier if you can. I can't disagree with that. But I don't know. This movie, it's like very hard to watch. It's way too long, and like every character across the board is unlikable. That's actually impressive. that's an impressive thing to do, in my opinion. So I'm just not crazy about this one. Justin saying another top tier choice. Brutal, dude. Halloween Resurrection is so bad that it has an entertaining factor for some reason. I don't know, man. Resurrection, it was a struggle for me personally. I wish I liked that one a little more. Hot take here, solid screams for Halloween 2. Not everything works for me with this sequel, but man, it's probably my third favorite Rob Zombie movie, which is probably a hot take. Halloween 2, I've seen, I don't know. I keep coming back to this one for Rob Zombie's catalog. I don't know. I really like it. The white horse stuff, I guess, works for me. I'm a weirdo who likes this one. But I think my big thing about Halloween 2 is that it's just so much more of a Rob Zombie film. I think just like Halloween 3, you gotta like kind of put yourself into a space where it's like, I'm not watching a Michael Myers movie. I'm just watching a very bizarre Rob Zombie film. That's kind of how I feel about this one. It's good for what it is. I like it. I wouldn't put it all the way towards the top. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece and devilishly delicious, but I do like Halloween 2 quite a bit. But not my favorite Rob Zombie movie, but it's like, it takes the bronze medal home, I'd say. You're in Justin Proper saying, I'm an equestrian. I like horsies, top tier. Okay, hey, respect, man, respect. It's fun. It's fun. It's a fun watch. It's got some brutal kills in it. Crazy fucking ending too. Kiki saying biggest caca, trying too hard, no interesting character development. I mean, that's fair. I think it has one of the only emotional moments in the entire Rob Zombie Halloween catalog, which is why again, just another reason I put it high up there. The Grudge, oh man, one of the better J-horror remakes, I feel, without a doubt. Brutal as fuck and done by the same guy that made the original, which is again another reason I feel like this one translates so well. There's definitely a strong argument to say this one's better than the original. I'm top tier for this one for me personally. I really like The Grudge. I feel like it's scary as fuck. I still think the original's better for me personally, but I do love this one quite a bit. You got the Sam Raimi crowd is like hanging out in this one too. A lot of his mainstays. Ted Raimi is in this movie with some jet black hair, which is crazy. I really do love this film though. It's a fun watch. It's Sarah Michelle Gellar, right? Isn't she the star of this movie? If I'm not, no, wait. Who's the blonde in this movie? Is it Sarah Michelle Gellar? Why do I always forget who it is? See, now I have to look it up. I'm like, shit, man. I know the cast was great it is Sarah Michelle Gellar. Okay, yeah, no, it is her. I was really doubting myself there for a hot second. I'm like, hang on a minute. Yeah, she's great in this movie too. I think definitely one of her better horror performances, without a doubt. Bill Pullman, Clea Duvall. Yeah, a lot of great people in this movie. I love Ted Raimi in this one too, which is he's a little ridiculous, but you gotta love Ted Raimi. Come on now. Ghost Ship has a fucking killer opening scene, and then the rest of it is kind of whatever. I don't know how I feel about the rest of this movie, but I do really like the opening sequence. I'm going to say mid for me personally, but Ghost Ship, really good watch. A little bit of slight hidden gem, I'll say. Erica loves Ghost Ship. I love the cover of this movie. I discovered this at Blockbuster when I was a kid, and I just remember being like, this is the sickest fucking cover to a movie ever. We got to love this. This one's going to be great. Mr. Arrowverse is saying she gets killed in the first 5 minutes of Grudge 2. Spoilers, Mr. Arrowverse. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Grudge 2, whatever. But the first Grudge, really good. I like this. I like that first movie quite a bit. Ghost Ship, yeah, it's another one that I feel like is it's a bit of a hidden gem. Definitely one that I feel more people should revisit. It's got a great opening scene. Ty saying give Ghost Ship another watch. Honestly, my what I remember about it is I remember the opening scene's fucking crazy, and I remember the rest of the movie being solid, but just not something I was really it has some slow moments. That's what I remember about it. I wish I liked it more than I did, but I would still go so far as to say it's a hidden gem. So still one that I would recommend seeing. because it doesn't get its flowers. Damn, this one's moving up, dude. This is taking the 4th place spot. Okay, rock on, Ghost Ship. Whoa, Ghost Ship moving up. Ghost Ship is taking 2nd place. That's the dark horse of this list without a doubt in my mind. That's crazy. Oh shit. Okay, Ty Lee, maybe I do need to watch Ghost Ship again. That's nuts. I'm glad it made it that far up. I mean, it's a good movie. Deserves some love. Friday the 13th, the remake. This is my favorite Friday the 13th movie. That might be a hot take, but I feel like this is the very best one to do it. It's got a great Jason. Derek Mears is playing a more survivalist version of the character. It's different, but it works for me big time. Brutal kills, unlikable characters, but likable enough to where I can vibe with them for the entire movie. I'd give this a very strong 9 out of 10. It's a really solid 1000 slasher. I like it quite a bit. I think realistically, this is a solid Screams, but I just really liked that this one got so much love. I can't believe that stole the 2nd place. Wow. Friday the 13th, 2000. We're having some insane late game plays here from some of these movies. This is a really unexpected top 3. Saw, Friday the 13th, 2009, and Ghost Ship taking our bronze, our gold, silver, and bronze for the 2000s. You gotta love that, man. This is crazy. Friday the 13th remake is solid. Magnificent Logo saying it's peak. Definitely rewatch. Wow, everyone's telling me to rewatch Ghost Ship. Okay, shit. I'm gonna get back into this one. The ghost fucks with people on a ship. Cool fake outs. I do. Do I remember the reveal? I have to admit, I've only seen this one once, and I was very young. But the one thing that stuck with me for like just all of time was that crazy opening scene with the fucking everyone gets their like, don't they all get cut in half or something? That's crazy to me. Final Destination, baby. You gotta love it. This is a fucking banger. One of my favorites from the thousands for sure. Kicks off a great franchise, which we just had an excellent entry this year, let me tell you. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for the views on the Final Destination videos. Holy shit. This one, fuck it, ate like all the way to the top. Devilishly delicious. I love it. It's a great movie. Taking the 3rd place spot, which is crazy. Gotta love that. Wow, this one's moving up. 2nd place. Sick as fuck. I love Final Destination, man. It's so much fun. I don't think, well, I think this one probably has my 3rd favorite of the characters and not as good of deaths, but I think it has one of the best, like, just stories of the entire franchise. Like, I think just the baseline story of this movie, I feel like works really well for me. Really engaging film. Alex Browning, I feel like, is a really standout character amongst the entire pack too. You gotta love him. And I love that Clear Rivers carries over into the sequel, which is cool as fuck. But yeah, lots to love with Final Destination here. Killer movie. Justin Proper is saying Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's the real number 1. Hell yeah, dude. Friday the 13th. It's a really fun movie, man. I love it quite a bit. This is the Final Destination, the 4th movie, one that I just don't love. I'm sorry, man. I've had a lot of people recently say, man, I don't know. It's not that bad. It's kind of bad, dude. I'm just going to be honest. This one's kind of dog water. I think this will forever be the worst Final Destination. I can't see it being worse. I can't see it getting worse than this, personally. I'm just not crazy about it. The characters are just so bad, dude. Like, that's my big thing. Like, they're so unlikable. I get the appeal of an unlikable cast. I do, but like, I don't know, man. These folks, I just can't even stand hanging out with them. Their deaths don't come soon enough for me personally. It is, wow, it is neck and neck with Could Have Been Better and Dog Water here. We could have a crazy tiebreaker in this one. Where's it going to go? Are we going to get our first movie in Dog Water this entire time? Or what's going to happen here? I don't know. It's intense. Justin saying goodbye, Final Destination 4. Final Destination is Dog Water. It's awful. FD4 could have been better. The FBI subplot was not needed for me. In the original Final Destination, I hear you on that. Yeah, this one, I don't know. I just don't have a whole lot of love for it, if I'm being honest. Seems like it's going to Could Have Been Better. Could we get a bit of a tiebreaker here somewhere? I don't know. We're going to find out. Could Have Been Better. There we go. One more. That's the tiebreaker. That's totally fair. This could have been better. It's got some crazy kills in it, honestly. So I'll take that. Final Destination 3. This is a bit of an underrated film in the franchise, in my opinion. I really like this one quite a bit. I think the opening scene for this one scared the hell out of me as a kid, which was great. I still just, I don't know. I really like the main character. Outside of her, though, not much else that I really love about this one. I don't know. I will say I understand the appeal and the love for this movie, why it's kind of coming back a bit, but I'm still going to go solid screams. It's a very solid 7 out of 10, a very strong, maybe I could see on a good day me leaning towards an 8 out of 10 with this one. I love it. I think Final Destination 3, it's a really fun popcorn movie. Some cool things going on. I also love that it kind of brings it back to the feel of the original, in the sense that this could happen to anybody. Where Final Destination 2 almost convolutes the lore a bit. This makes the franchise scary again. So Final Destination 3, I feel it's a very important film in the franchise. Johanna K is saying, not me thinking this was 5 and hitting devilishly delicious. Should have been dog water. Oh no. Final Destination 5 will be on the next tier list, because that is a 2010s film. I would have loved to have included it here, though, because Final Destination 5 is a banger, let me tell you. But that's really funny. Final Destination 5, that is arguably one of the very best sequels. I love that one quite a bit. Final Destination 3 is solid. I don't love it, though. That's totally fair. That's kind of how I feel about Final Destination 2. I think it's got like the best opening sequence of the entire franchise, like without a doubt, no contest. But there's again, the lore gets a little convoluted for me in this one. I don't like the idea that like it can only happen to people that were connected to Flight 180. I feel like that's that's kind of a big dragging factor of the sequel for me personally. So I'm going to be the contrarian here and go solid screams. I'm so sorry. I know everybody loves Final Destination 2. I think it's got the very best, one of the very best openings, and honestly a really solid ending too. But I don't know, man. I'm so sorry. I just can't give this one a masterpiece status. I don't like what it does for the lore. That's my hot take. What can I say? Oh yeah, Mr. Arrowverse, you're right. Final Destination 5 is a prequel, isn't it? You're very right. I saw Final Destination 5 in theaters, didn't know the twist like at all. Loved it. Yeah, no, that one floors you. The first time I saw it too, dude, it was the same thing. I knew nothing about that movie going into it. And I watched it and I was just like, oh my fucking God, dude, no way. This is a great franchise to just start from the beginning and go through all of them. First time I saw that, man, I was shitting my pants. You love Final Destination 3 too. The special on the roller coaster. Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I want to get the DVD for 3 and play through that. I've heard that the behind the scenes of that is crazy. We were talking about this one a few hours ago, but Eden Lake, this is a terrifying fucking movie, dude. Fucking kids running around doing some evil shit. I think this one has like one of the most like grounded but terrifying endings to a movie maybe ever. Eden Lake is a wow. Like a yikes kind of film. I'm going to give it a solid screams because it's a movie I loved, but I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Like, honest to God, this was one that was genuinely too much for me. It feels too real. Like, I think that's honest to God my vibe of it. It's just like this is something that really could happen, and that's fucked up to me. But I like it. 7 people have not seen this one. Yeah, this is if you want something scary, I put this one on, dude. This is a freaky movie. Really upsetting watch. Really scary fucking movie, I would say too. But yeah, Eden Lake, really good one. Skipping AC/DC is an automatic fail. Brutal, Justin. Highway to Hell, man. I think it came out in 2003 as well. That was a great year for horror. Oh yeah, 2003, 2004. I am so hungry, dudes. I'm going to be so honest. I did not think this stream would go on. This is the longest stream we've had on this page in a while. I'm digging it. We're having some fun. We're having some good times. I'm going to need some food like stat after this though. Let me know in the chat what you think I should get. Cause I'm really thinking, fuck it. I'm getting some fast food today. It's been a while. Drag Me to Hell. This movie scared the fuck out of me. I went to Christian school when I was a kid and I saw this movie and I just remember being like, this is the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. This one scared me a bunch when I was a kid. As an adult, you can definitely see a lot more of the campier things about this movie. It's very gross. It's a very, one of the grosser Sam Raimi movies, and that's saying something because he's got some fucking Nasty movies. I'm gonna give this. I want to give this a top tier, honestly. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, Devilishly Delicious. I don't care. This is an insane movie. This is one that I feel doesn't get talked about enough, but it's man, this one, like, I could see people being like, this should be studied. This is a very campy horror film with a ballsy ending. Magnificent Logo, I will be streaming playing as the Walking Dead characters in Dead by Daylight. Yes, when that officially drops, I will be streaming that. Justin is saying Slimans tomorrow. Fast food today, Slimans tomorrow. I love me some Slimans. You know that. Big shout out to Slimans in Cleveland, man. They make some of the very best sandwiches in the Northeast Ohio area. Let me tell you. Big Slimans fan here. Slimans sponsor me. Let's go, baby. Love some of that. Yeah, Drag Me to Hell. Big swing. I'm glad this one got to the top. This one deserves it. I was like, is this a masterpiece of a movie? Fuck it, whatever. This one certainly is, though. Devil's Rejects, I think, has one of the most iconic endings of the 2000s, and that is saying something, baby. You'll never listen to Freebird the same again. I don't know, man. This is Rob Zombie's magnum opus, I think, without a doubt. I think this is the very best movie he's ever made, without a doubt in my mind. It's brutal. It's grindhouse. One of the best ways I've heard the Firefly trilogy described to me is that House of the Thousand Corpses is like an acid trip gone wrong, and The Devil's Rejects is The Hangover. I can't imagine a better way to describe these two movies, and my God, you feel the pain of this film. This is brutal. I might put this one on tonight, honestly. I haven't seen this movie in a while. I've watched House of a Thousand Corpses a lot lately. Devil's Rejects, though, man. I got a box. It's in a box somewhere behind me. I might pull it out and watch it. But this is wow, this is a must-see from 2000s horror, I feel. Devilishly Delicious, I totally agree. Top tier, honorable trash. It's not a funny film. I feel like House of a Thousand Corpses has some goofy moments, but this one gets a little more dark and depressing. But that's not a bad thing. Oh, you just got some Chinese food, Gina? That sounds good. We got a new teriyaki place around us. I might go there. That actually kind of sounds good. In-N-Out. Oh, David, I wish I was on the West Coast. Y'all don't know how lucky you are with In-N-Out, man. I would kill for some of that right now. Oh, talk about another must-see from the 2000s, dude. The Descent. Again, Neil Marshall's magnum opus, his very best film, in my opinion, without a doubt. This is a Devilishly Delicious. This is top tier, 10 out of 10. I think also has a very grounded but scary opening sequence that, you know, whenever it comes to this movie, it's always it's always everything that happens in the cave. But that opening scene, dude, is so fucked up. Oh my God. I don't know. Lots to love about The Descent. The sets they built for this movie, which are like just look so fucking real. Just the concept overall is something you don't see too many times in horror, just in general. But is something really effective and nasty. Monsters in caves running around attacking people. Solid screams, really. Lots of people are saying this is just like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Okay, fair enough. This is a masterpiece in my opinion. This is I think one of the very best horror films from the 2000s. I love this movie. Oh, you're going to see Superman and Jurassic World at the drive-in? Oh, enjoy. Have so much fun. That'll be a great double feature. I'm going to try to see Fantastic Four and Superman this weekend if I have time. Really want to go and check those ones out. Ty's saying this one's a bit overrated. Brutal, dude. Okay. Hey, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I've always just really loved this one. Scared the hell out of me as a kid, and just still, I come back to this movie all the time. Characters are great, too. Some great character work across the board. Dead Silence. This is a hit. You talk about a hidden gem, baby. Lee Winnell and James Wan's follow-up to Saw. They make this movie, and it's not as big of a hit, but still deserves some love. I wouldn't say 10 out of 10, but solid screams for sure. Dead Silence, a really good movie with an insane concept. These guys were just obsessed with puppets when when they kicked off their career, huh? They were another puppet named Billy, by the way, which is really funny about this movie, but a very different concept from Saw. This is more of a ghost story with like haunted dolls and shit rather than what Saw ends up being, but a great movie nonetheless. I really enjoyed this one. This would be a great triple feature. Watching Saw, this movie, and Insidious. Like, they all kind of have a similar vibe, tackling totally different concepts. And, oddly enough, I feel like this movie works as a great transition piece from Saw to Insidious. Like, you kind of see how the early vibes of Insidious are present in this film. But holy shit. This is a really good watch. I recommend this one quite a bit, and it doesn't get talked about that much, I feel. Most people have not seen this one. 4 people haven't seen it. Right? If you like Saw, if you like Insidious, I recommend this one. This is a really good watch. Oh, Ty, 1408 is not on here, but that's a top 10 for the 2000s for me, which is another hot take probably. I need some water before I talk about this one. It's one thing doing an 8-hour gaming stream, but doing this for longer than 2 hours, it like kills me. This is crazy. But we're rocking and rolling, baby. We're having fun. 7 more movies to go. Dawn of the Dead, 2004, just a fucking amazing remake. There's an argument that this is one of the best remakes of all time. And I can't even, tough for me to argue with that. I am personally a sucker for the original. I think I actually like the original more, but I totally understand the folks who are like, this is better. This is a better movie. Can't argue with that, dude. This is a very strong 9 out of 10, where the original is a 10 out of 10 for me personally. But man, I love this movie quite a bit. It's got some very iconic moments, some brutal kills, some great characters too. And also, it's a Zack Snyder film written by James Gunn. I think that everybody feels like those two hate each other for whatever reason, just because you have James Gunn doing a Superman movie now, and kind of taking Zack's place. But these two are friends, man. These two really like each other, and it's so cool that they worked on this film together. I feel like you get the best of both worlds from James Gunn's style of horror and also just Zack Snyder, what he does so well. You get the best from both of them. This is a very relatable pandemic movie, Kiki says. Yeah, there's a really brutal scene at the very beginning of this with a kid. That's all I'm going to say. That's, whoo, man. Cloverfield, Marley Kai, here we go. You did not miss Cloverfield. You came back at the very right time. One of the one of the best found footage movies ever made. I can't stress enough when I say the 2000s are the golden age for found footage. Like, it never got better than the 2000s, man. This is a devilishly delicious. I think this is actually one of my favorite kaiju movies ever. Found footage kaiju movie. There's really not too many like this. This is very much so a one of a kind. I love this movie so much. It's terrifying. Also has a great cast, too. I don't know, man. This is a really fucking well done movie. It's kind of a miracle of a film too. Like, you'll never find a bigger, larger scaled found footage movie, in my humble opinion too. Cloverfield was boring. What? Oh man, Cloverfield is. I love this movie. I don't know. Cloverfield and Wreck, I feel like, would be a great double feature. I feel like they're both very suspenseful movies. The only criticism I really have about this movie is it maybe takes a little too long to get into. You spend a long time at that party. I wish the party scene was cut down a little bit. It's a lot of character work, which I understand, but it's like, okay, let's come on now. That's really my only critique. I love the rest of this movie. A crazy ending too, which I think some people might not like, but great body horror too. There's some body horror in this movie. That whole tunnel sequence, I think, is a masterpiece. Cabin Fever, such an unspoken, not appreciated well enough horror film from the 2000s. I don't know, man. This is I see a lot of people saying solid screams. Hot take, dude. This is a 10 out of 10 for me personally. This is a hilarious, disgusting, simple concept that is just done to perfection. I honest to God, this may be my very favorite Eli Roth horror film. I love Cabin Fever so much. So, I don't know. Hot takes, I guess, for me personally, but I love Cabin Fever. One of my favorite One of my favorites. Lindsay is saying, Jake, are you putting Cloverfield over Blair Witch Project? Yes, all day, every day. I'm so sorry. Everybody loves Blair Witch Project. It's one of the horror classics that just doesn't do much for me. Cloverfield is such a grandiose film that works really well. I don't know. It's like a miracle of a movie. It's like, how did they fucking do a found footage film with all these crazy like VFX in New York City? It's a really impressive movie. Cloverfield or Cabin Fever. I mean, this one's a totally different vibe to it. It's got like a low budget, like maybe grindhouse 70s feel about it, with some characters I would understand if you hated, but I kind of vibe with them a little bit. And again, there's just some hilarious jokes throughout this one. I think if you're a big Quentin Tarantino fan, you'll really vibe with this movie too. He really liked this one. A very, very hidden gem and super underrated is Behind the Mask. Leslie Vernon, super meta horror film too, which you don't get. That kind of starts to die off in the thousands, which is why I feel like this one didn't get as much love as it deserved. But it's a meta horror film commenting on slashers in a time period where that was just kind of dying. You know what I mean? This came out a little later in the thousands, when that wasn't as popular. I'm gonna give this one solid screams. Scream fans would love this fucking movie if you haven't seen it. I feel like it's such a great watch if you like just meta horror in general. Lots to love with this one, big time. If you haven't seen it, couldn't recommend this movie enough. Leslie Vernon, yeah, really underrated movie. It's really unique. You really liked it, Marley Kai. Yeah, no, it's a very unique film. Ty, I agree. It doesn't get up to devilish, doesn't get up to 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, but it's very solid. I 100% agree. I don't like this one as much as I like Cabin in the Woods or Tucker and Dale versus Evil. But man, I do really like this movie quite a bit. I mean, it's a hidden gem. It deserved more love than what it got. Definitely wish it had more love during that time period. Erica's about to be driving. This will end by the time I'm home. So have a great night, y'all. If you're on when I'm back on, then I'll be back. Erica, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. I know you're at work, but I really do appreciate you hanging out with us. Means a lot. American Psycho, baby, fucking masterpiece. Easily in the 2 votes for Dog Water, crazy, man. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Again, another movie where you're following an unreliable narrator who's just who's just not a very good dude, and you shouldn't be rooting for this guy, even though a lot of people do these days, which is kind of crazy, but that's the world we live in. I love American Psycho. It's so outrageously funny. Cracks me the fuck up. I don't know. I have so much love for this one. Hey, Paul, come on now. How can we not love American Psycho? Patrick Bateman, I think, is easily one of the best horror villains of all time. Very similar to a guy who's in the news a lot lately these days. And I love him. I love this performance, love this character. David does not like Cabin Fever. Don't watch it while eating. Bad choice. I agree. I do agree with that, though. You've never seen American Psycho? Highly recommend this one. It is one of my favorite horror films ever, without a doubt. Marley Kai thinks it's overrated. Justin Proper thinks it's dog water. I'm actually kind of shocked with how polarizing this one's been. That's interesting. Good male nudity in American Psycho. Yeah, lots of male nudity for sure. He's hanging dong quite a few times in this one. Speaking of dongs, oh no, this is not the movie I was thinking of. Anyways, 30 Days of Night. This is another one I just feel like could be a contender for top 10 of the 2000s for me personally. Devilishly delicious. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. This is probably my favorite vampire film, like just in general. It's so fucking scary. There's a scene in this movie. It's basically what it's about. If you've never seen it, I see a few votes coming in for haven't seen this. It's about vampires taking over this like small town in Alaska as the sun goes away for 30 days. So the vampires can just run amok on this town. And, oh my God, it is fucking brutal. It's these characters trying to survive these like super overpowered vampires in this city for 30 days until the sun comes back. And it's got Josh Hartnett in it. It's got a great cast. Melissa George is also in this one. She's awesome. There's a scene in this movie where like this girl gets caught in the middle of the street with all the vampires, and they just like they go up to her and she's like, please God help me, like she's saying that, and the main vampire comes up to her and just says like, no God. Like, and I don't know, I'm not doing it justice by any means, but go watch this movie. It's one of the scariest fucking scenes in a movie. Oh, love it. Just 10 out of 10. Justin saying 30 Days of Night, and the first thing you mention is dongs. What can I say? I'm a simple man. No, I thought 28 Days Later was coming up next, which I was thinking about 28 Years Later. Lots of dongs, but also 28 Days does have a dong right at the beginning. Not this movie. I don't think there is any dongs in 28 Weeks Later, if I'm not mistaken. 28 Weeks Later, sequel to 28 Days. I like this one. I do like this one quite a bit. I don't think I like it as much as the original, but still a really well done movie. I totally agree with solid screams here. I don't think I like it as much as the original film or even 28 Years Later, but 28 Weeks, man, still a really solid watch. Got a lot of really cool things going on in it. Feels a little more Americanized, oddly enough, but it does feel like a meaner movie. Like it just feels like we're kind of stepping in the faces of any of the positivity that the original one may have, which I kind of like. I kind of like that. The mean-spirited vibe of this one actually kind of works for me in this franchise in particular. But I do understand why the original creatives, Alex Garland and Danny Boyle, weren't crazy about the direction of this movie. I get it. It kind of goes against some of the social commentary in the original film. Kind of turns into more of just a straight up zombie series, which that's not necessarily what this franchise is, but that doesn't mean this isn't a good movie. Some brutal shit going on in this one throughout for sure. 28 Weeks Later is at the bottom. No male nudity. Yeah, no dongs. Not a fan. It loses some points for that, for sure. The fact that Days and Years has dongs, certainly up there. It's all right. Not one to rewatch it. Typical deadbeat dad. That's fair. I've really come around to Weeks more on rewatches, though, I will say. I don't think I liked it as much until I rewatched it more. But 28 Days, I think this is one of the best infected zombie movies just ever. Hot take about 28 Days, though, I'm still going to put it in solid screams. I do not like the ending of this movie. The more I rewatch this one, the less I like the third act. Man, when we get to the soldiers, they are not good characters. That might be a hot take. I don't know, but I just do not like the soldier characters at the end. And I'm not even saying like they're bad guys, obviously, but they're not even like good bad guys, which again, maybe a very, very smoking hot take here. But the first like 2 acts of this movie are phenomenal. Wouldn't touch it, like 10 out of 10. But man, that third act kind of weighs it down for me a little bit the more I come back to this one. But I'd still give it a very strong 9 out of 10 without a doubt. So I totally see putting it up in Devilishly Delicious. Just the more I come back to this one, the less I like the ending. I don't know. I might be in the minority there, but this is our last movie, and your boy is wrecked. I'm gonna probably have less movies on the next stream with how crazy this is going. But I do, again, guys, I appreciate you so much for hanging out with us for as long as we have. This has been a crazy stream. Let's do a little recap as to what the whole list ends up looking like here in 10 seconds once this one gets down there. I'm really glad this movie made it to the top tier, though. 28 Days Later, I mean, it's a staple of the franchise. I just have a weird hot take with it, if I'm being honest. But there we go. Total votes are in for all these movies. Let's take a look at what we got here. So majority, the thing you've been looking at the entire stream, mostly everything went to 55% of movies went to Devilishly Delicious, which is kind of wild. I don't know if I would agree. Half of these, I don't know if I agree with if they're masterpieces or not, but man, there are some great movies from the thousands. That's what I'll say. Solid Screams took up 15% of the votes. I honestly, most of these I agree with. Let's see here. Is there anyone, maybe Paranormal Activity is the only one I would probably move up. Or no, The Descent too. Definitely those two I'd move up. But Jeepers Creepers 2, okay. Yeah. Scary Movie 4 is maybe a little high up for Solid Screams if I'm being real, but that's cool. Nothing made it to mid and nothing made it to dog water, which is honestly kind of crazy. Lots to love about the 2000s though, man. I'll say that. Could have been better. The Final Destination, the 4th movie, and Wrong Turn, interestingly enough, made it there, which I think is interesting. Two weird picks. These movies are not similar at all in my mind, which is kind of cool that they both made it there. And a few movies you guys hadn't seen, which I'm going to be real. A lot of the films on this list, like just taking a quick glance at it, so many of these I would recommend if you haven't seen these guys. Some really good watches there for sure. Seed of Chucky was one. I'm honest to God, maybe the biggest surprise of this list. I can't believe majority of people hadn't seen this one. Seed of Chucky, it's not a great movie by any means, but it's like kind of shocking that people hadn't really seen that one, which is cool. Here's my list. 40% went to Devilishly Delicious. Obviously, I agree with all these takes, but I'm curious what you guys have to think. This is my list. 40% for this one, 36% for Solid. Mid is fuck. 10%, 7% went to Could Have Been Better, and 6% was Dog Water. My Dog Water movies are Wrong Turn 3, Seed of Chucky, Halloween Resurrection, and The Final Destination, which I think is funny. Could Have Been Better, Scream 3, Scary Movie 4, Saw 5, My Bloody Valentine 3D, and Halloween 2007. I'm not going to go through all these, but yeah, you can kind of just use your eyes with this one. We're at the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. And one last little list here. We got average votes. Only one movie made it to the very top of our averages here. Final Destination, the original. Sick. Okay, rock on, dude. Solid Screams, 33%. Mid as fuck took the highest percentage with 36% for most of these movies. Could Have Been Better at 18%, and then Dog Water was 10% of them. I'm not even looking at that statistic because I feel like that's just messing things up. But this is interesting. I will say crowning our top three was Saw for the gold, Final Destination takes silver, and Friday the 13th takes the bronze medal home. That is so interesting to me. That is such an interesting top three. I could have predicted that Saw would have taken the gold, Final Destination would have been up there. Friday the 13th, I feel like is our dark horse. I feel like that's the one that I was not expecting getting up as high as it did. But I think that's great. I'm glad that Friday the 13th has gotten so much love. That remake's fantastic, dude. So I'm glad that one got a lot of love. Scream 3 is one that I'm pretty shocked got up this high, but hell yeah, rock on. Our top 10, I'm pretty happy with, besides Halloween Resurrection. But lots to love. Let me know what you guys are watching tonight, because lots of great movies on this list, let me tell you. Leave me that in the comments. So much love to you guys again. We'll be doing some more streams next week, but again, I will be not really making as many videos next week because your boy is moving. But late into August, I'll be making videos again. Hopefully, I'll be returning with a Weapons and a Together review and a bunch of other stuff, hopefully. But moving is going to be crazy next week, so I'm probably going to be reposting some videos, posting some marathon videos, which I know you guys really dig, and I'm reposting some of the stuff from Killjoy Jake Retro over here, some videos that I feel like deserved more love that they didn't really get over there, so we're just throwing it over here. But so much love to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys on Monday, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.